Welcome to the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show podcast. I'm the big Beefy Bai, Shaz Beef, and I'm joined by just one singular Mark. Morro, you're making a return once again. Just the tag team.
The tag team are back in action.
The babies. The Beefy Bais. Tag teams went down well. You got any feedback or anything like that?
Yeah, a couple of like old school marks. Really enjoyed the
discussions, eh?
Yeah, and particularly like, you know, the early stuff that they were nostalgic about. They might have been a bit lost on the later stuff, but then I had Keen Byrne, long time listener, sent me some funny stuff on Instagram.
Oh, what did he say?
Shout out Keno. Just he enjoyed the episode, but also then he sent me a few funny memes of just wrestlers in general.
Oh, well, that's what WhatsApp groups are for.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
We put up Who's Your Favourite Tag Team up on the Instagram. If you're not on our Instagram page, what are you doing? Just wrestling stuff and ads and clips and stuff from the podcast. But yeah, the Hard Foundation, Motor City Machine Guns, FTR got 2 shouts. The Undisputed Era, which is someone we never really got into.
Mentioned. And all the different versions of them, Red Dragon and all, you know?
Yeah, Usos, you have Demolition, the Dudley Boys.
Fair.
Edge and Christian, well done, which I think was just a bit of a taking the piss.
Yeah, I think so.
Bushwhackers was in there. We had Miz and Mizdow.
You know what? Very funny. Not one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
No, it's not. Bushwhackers, FTR again, the Steiners, Hardy Boys, Rock and Sock Connection. So yeah, we brought up all of those on the podcast, bar Miz and Mizdow, because
we had no reason to.
Well, yeah, why would you bring up Miz and Mizdow in that conversation? Speaking of conversation, lots happening over on TikTok as well. So if you're not following us on TikTok, what are you doing? What are you doing? But a lot of people coming in off the back of the criticism I've somewhat given towards AEW fans about being butthurt with the criticism of AEW and going, but sure, WWE did this. So Jay Murdoch actually, he wrote in behind us. He said AEW fans ruined AEW. So
I'm an AEW fan.
You fucking ruined AEW.
I'm sorry, Tony. I'm sorry.
Dylan got in the comments, all up in the comments. He goes, how though? The only time I ever see an AEW fan mention WWE is in defense of AEW when it's under attack from people who only watch WWE.
Fair point.
Most AEW fans like both, but constantly get attacked. Lol, ? And then Jay Murdoch responded. He said, 90 times out of 100, I see AEW fans like it's the best thing since sliced bread, then cry when someone points out how ridiculous it is. Case in point, Darby Allin and the flamethrower. We'll get into that.
We'll get into that. I want to know his like scientific 90 times out of 100.
Yeah, no,
Has he done a deep dive study on the numbers?
I think so.
Jay Murdoch sounds like the type of person. I know you're down there counting thousands of comments.
Related to Trevor.
Very good. Well, we're both big fans of Trevor Murdoch.
And Dick. WWE fans, this from Chris Warner, get really pissed off when you slag off WWE too. People treat them both like football teams.
Totally agree with that.
That's not a bad show.
I think that's a perfect analogy.
Sure, Man United, they got a penalty when that didn't.
Absolutely. He's who said that one actually?
That was Chris Warner.
Chris Warner, spot on.
Respect, Chris.
Yeah.
AEW changed from what it was supposed to be. I stopped watching around when Cody left. The roster's too big. There's too many shows, too many titles, and no long-term stories. It's just week to week, and I'm not interested.
I don't think he ever watched
after Cody.
I don't think he watched when Cody was there either.
He's not wrong though with the titles and the roster.
Titles is correct. Roster is correct. There's not too many shows. I don't know what he means with too many shows.
Well, you have Rampage, Collision, Dynamite, and then now they're going to monthly pay-per-views.
Kind of 6 weekly pay-per-views.
Yeah, so he's not. There's a lot more shows than what they used to
when they started off. Yeah, that's fair. But also, he had another comment. There's no long-term stories. There's a load of long-term stories.
Is there though?
Yeah.
Like a lot of it just seems kind of thrown together now to get ready for the pay-per-view.
Some stuff gets thrown together, and some stuff is long-term storytelling.
Well,
like all wrestling promotions.
Yeah, I would imagine, like, you could argue somewhat that the King and Queen of the Ring is a monthly thrown together story.
Yeah, but like that's perfectly fine. Like, you can't have 8 matches per pay-per-view that are all long-term storylines.
You can't.
You shouldn't.
You can.
I mean, you can, but you shouldn't.
With the roster size, yes, you definitely can.
Well, I think you should have probably 4 long-term overarching stories.
And 2 thrown together.
And maybe 4 smaller ones that are like a month build, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Like, you can have self-contained month-long storyline, bang, move on.
That's fair.
Like, I think that's a good balance.
Like Edge and Booker T fighting over a shampoo commercial in Japan.
Deadly.
Yeah, why not?
Deadly. You know?
Why not?
Like, you have plenty of that variety. We talk about variety a lot here.
People, we were being nerds when we were going on our AJPW chat about quad and stuff.
Yeah.
People seem to enjoy that. And a few people, big shout out to Tim Han Rivera, who runs Subway Mania.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he got in touch. Well, he just sent 2 crying emojis and a fire emoji after our wrestling subculture documentary that went up on the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show
Check
YouTube.
that out. That was very cool.
Check it out. It's hard to get views, man.
Yeah.
The stuff that seems to get views is the negative stuff.
I know, and you don't want to be negative all the time.
No.
Like, I think inherently, we're reviewing 2 pay-per-views today from the 2 biggest wrestling companies in the world. There's going to be some negativity, and there's going to be some positivity as well. I think anything that's just constant negativity is designed like that for the reason you're talking about, people looking for cheap views.
Yeah. Do you think Jim Cornette does that when
yeah,
he does
100%.
do you think he leans into it because he knows his audience? But, like, is there not a modicum of truth in what he says?
In some of what he says,
I don't like a lot of, like, the phrasing that he uses sometimes can be, you know, when he's talking about Shibata and all that kind of stuff, and he has half a brain and all that, and sometimes the way he's derogatory towards, say, the
Kenny
women,
Omega or the women, Japanese women in particular.
Yeah, like, you know, you're kind of like, man, you're better than that. But, like, a lot of what he says, in my opinion, is true.
Of course, but, like, because there are things
sometimes
that
he's overly critical, though.
Yeah, like, I think, but I also think what you're saying about him leaning into his audience, a lot of his audience want that anyway.
Yeah.
So it works for him. Okay. I also think he kind of, at the very beginning, he made a big point of that it was going to be a failure. And I think to kind of keep that alive, he needs to present it as a failure.
But does he not point out some great things? Like when MJF was on the rise, he was like, he's amazing.
And he did that for MJF and for something else as well.
Like Cody. Seems to have I love Cody.
No, I don't hate Cody.
Like MJF and Cody are 2 massive examples of kind of standouts in my opinion because they espouse traditional wrestling values. MJF was the biggest bastard of a heel.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes was the biggest babyface, and you know I have my argument that Cody Rhodes has probably been the greatest babyface since the Attitude Era because
Cena.
No, because no one fucking likes Cena.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean?
Like
Daniel Bryan wasn't a carefully curated babyface. He was someone that had to get behind to get over. But it was like from a crafting storytelling point of view, Cody Rhodes doing traditional babyface stuff instead of being booed because he's been a good guy, has the people behind him.
Yeah, well, you know, there are like Cena-esque mixed reactions at times with Cody.
For Cody, in AEW maybe, yeah.
Oh, big time in AEW.
Yeah.
That's just a different audience.
But I think MJF got over mainly because of the work he did with Cody. Mainly because of MJF, but the storyline with Cody.
That was a major help.
Was amazing.
Yeah.
And you had Wardlow in there and Cody doing moonsaults off cages and taking the lashings and stuff.
Yeah.
That all builds up. That's some good storytelling. But yeah, in my opinion, Cody Rhodes is probably the best babyface of the past 20 years. And actually
He's the most quintessential babyface in recent memory anyway.
And we'll have a documentary in one of my favourite heels of the past, well, it's going on over 20 years now, in JBL, coming out very, very soon.
Forward to that one.
Our last documentary, one last comment. There's been a lot of comments on the Bray Wyatt one. Bray Wyatt one put a lot of time and effort into that. Just my own personal opinion on Bray Wyatt's run within WWE as Bray Wyatt, not as Husky Harris or anything like that. One person, I just seen it there, commenting going, the WWE one was better. Yeah, you know why? It's WWE. It's probably going to be better, to be fair. But that was my perspective on the Bray Wyatt thing. You can go check it out on the YouTube channel.
I thought yours was better.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
That's because you're a wrestling fan, wrestling show mark.
I am.
Talk about being 2 marks. We spent most of our weekend. Mostly my weekend has been involved with soccer and wrestling.
Good weekend.
We had the FA Cup final. Locally, we had some big matches on. My own team was have to get into a final now after Sunday's games. But the wrestling was all nighttime stuff for me. How great was it on a Saturday to have it at a normal time? We've had it with Backlash.
Yeah.
That's been a massive plus for me.
I was celebrating Man United's FA Cup victory
with a few brewskis.
We had a few brewskis.
You devil, yeah.
Yeah, had a few brewskis to celebrate the FA Cup final.
You Ten Hag in or Ten Hag out?
I'm kind of still a little bit Ten Hag out.
Oh, years. I'm Ten Hag in. Wait. This isn't the Man United
It's
podcast.
not a Man United podcast. So I was very happy with the match and the result and the performance and everything. So I went to celebrate. So I watched King and Queen of the Ring Sunday morning.
It is King and Queen of the Ring now, isn't it?
Yes, according to Cage Match.
Okay, so King and Queen of the Ring in Jeddah, over in Saudi Arabia. Always weird. Always a
so
weird atmosphere over there.
Do you know what? I thought the atmosphere was better than previous shows.
It was because of what happened at Backlash, I think.
Yeah,
because of how good the international audience.
Leonese.
Yeah.
The Leonese.
Leonidas.
Yeah.
Because of what they...
the energy they brought.
I think that's going to up a lot of people's games.
It's also weird when the show starts with like a 3-minute propaganda video of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
But they've been doing that as well. Remember they were in St. Paul or St. Petersburg or wherever they were doing something in Miami. It could have been the one before. No, it wasn't Elimination Chamber. They had one with Hulk Hogan in it and all that. They were in St. Paul or St. Pete, wherever, somewhere in Miami, and they had like a tourism video. And that's what they're doing now. They're going.
That's why they're selling the site rights and stuff.
Exactly, yeah. And they're getting a big money.
But sure, I read a thing that WWE have already made more off Saudi than the combined and adjusted for inflation WrestleMania ticket sales for 40 years.
Wow. That's nuts.
That is nuts.
That is crazy.
So Saudi are paying for this.
There's a lot of stuff where WWE were going on, Backlash, one of the highest gate or the highest indoor arena gate ever. I'm like, yeah, because you're charging through the fucking nose. Like you're just charging people extra money.
WWE say all these things. They're not true, half of them, like, you know.
You shut your mouth. AEW came out with their stuff about Wembley.
I'm not.
Will Ospreay got a tattoo. No, I'm doing the same. Yeah. I'm doing the same thing that I'm slagging people.
Yeah,
off
no,
for.
but like, I'm not like comparing it to within like wrestling or whatever. Just WWE say things like this is the highest grossing, blah blah blah, whatever, and I'm like.
Well, you don't believe Triple H when he's doing his press conferences?
No, I don't. like Vince obviously, had a history of inflating the numbers of live attendance.
Could you imagine Vince doing press conferences?
Oh, it'd be brilliant.
And he's been asked about Drew Gulak.
Yeah.
Who? I seen one with Bret Hart, and he was, Owen Hart, after the Owen Hart thing, and Vince was doing a press conference, and the lady asked a question and he was like, I don't like your tone, lady.
Yeah, I seen that clip. I didn't see the full thing, just that clip.
Yeah, I don't like your tone, lady.
Vince is pure like attack first, ask questions. Yeah.
But getting to King and Queen of the Ring was a grand enough build. I don't think there's any matches.
Build was fine.
Yeah,
the build was weird, right? Like, it wasn't weird. It's just, it's very weird on WWE TV seeing guys lose, and when you book
like Tamatonga,
losing quite early in his run, Jey Uso, I know he lost to Gunther, and that was always going to happen. But like, WWE tends to protect people so much that it's rare to see him lose on TV, and then when you book a tournament, people are going to lose. Someone's going to have to lose, and that's
what was. You mentioned was good. I'm sorry for the comparison about
with Continental Classic. Yeah. Like you can't protect people all the time, and something like losing isn't always the worst thing if the match is done right. Blah blah blah. So the build up was kind of. I was more interested in the build up to this because names had to lose.
Well, I always have this theory as well of if you lose within 3 months, you could be built back up into something special.
Yeah,
like you can hit a hot streak.
And you can use it like as the losing can feed into your next storyline.
Yeah, like it's not the end of the world. The biggest soccer teams in the world lose
several times this season.
The biggest fighters, like we seen Fury lose to Usyk there recently.
And I don't think it diminishes his star quality one bit. Like.
No, like the biggest people, they lose. That's what happens.
I actually think if you think of Floyd Mayweather, right? His boxing career was so carefully curated to avoid losing and to be able to retire undefeated.
Yeah.
But I actually think if you look at like Muhammad Ali's career, it was the losses and the comeback from those losses is what actually made him into the like that mythical legend that he is.
Look at Tyson losing to like Buster Douglas.
Yeah.
Look at George Foreman making his massive comeback. Randy Couture making his massive comeback.
Randy Couture lost like 15 times. I don't know, like 10 times.
But like when he made his massive comeback and winning the title, like, you know,
it meant something because he had gone through losses.
Yeah, but you have to go.
Not everyone should be protected.
Yeah, you have to go through strife. Now, certain people do need to be protected
at certain times
to make a loss matter. I.e., Gunther losing to Sammy.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania, you know, 666 days. What a number as well.
I know, for Gunther.
666. Well. What a number. But like, you know, that meant something by protecting Gunther. But it doesn't, like, if he's taking Claymore kicks to Drew McIntyre and going out in 3 minutes all the time, right? Well, then
that's
you can say
totally different.
But you can build someone always back up. And that's why I am fascinated with the whole JBL run.
Gunther's a very interesting case because his style of a wrestler is very like aura driven. So he's a guy who stylistically shouldn't take too many losses. Whereas
when he loses, it means something.
Yeah, there has to be, I think, for him, like significant length of time between losses.
So if he had a loss, say, to Jey Uso,
that would have been a terrible idea. I think.
But like if he had a lot, you can build it around going, Gunther is starting to unravel now.
Oh yeah, he's lost to Sammy. Is he losing his aura? How does he get this back?
He's lost Giovanni Vinci.
Yeah.
Ludwig Kaiser, what's he going to do now? You know, is Gunther going back down the card? You can always do that, and then Gunther's unhinged.
And something changes. He starts murdering lads again.
Or he starts getting frantic with this stuff. Or, you know, there's always little storyline elements that you can add.
Like that, I think like kind of that after Hangman lost the title, he went on that kind of journey of like when Swerve beat him the first time, he was like, I've lost again. I can't handle it. And like all that doubt surrounding him himself, he projected onto his hatred of Swerve, and that enhanced the storyline. And he lost again, you know what I mean? So like you can use losses for big guys in various ways. And like I also like that, like sometimes when new talent comes into a company, or in WWF's case, when talent gets elevated from NXT, they feel the need to protect them for 4, 5, 6 months, and they never lose.
Vince didn't.
If he brought in
Karrion Kross.
Oh, well, like Karrion Kross.
If he brought in the Ascension, who we brought up in the tag team.
Yeah. Not every talent, but like, let's say like kind of your talent that get called up, the Braun Breakers, Dragunovs, these guys who like were at the top of the card in NXT.
Yeah, they wouldn't be, if Vince was there, they wouldn't be, I'd imagine still. I say maybe Braun, yeah.
Yeah, I think Braun would.
Dragunov wouldn't.
No, Dragunov would be wearing a Cossack hat, losing in 3 minutes
on speed.
Yeah.
WWE speed.
But it was good, like he lost in a fairly good match to Jey Uso, and
it didn't diminish him.
Because
he's new up and comer. He's learning the main roster ropes almost.
Yeah.
But we're not here to really massively delve into the Raws and SmackDown bills. Obviously, they'll feed into the narrative of the matches on the night. But King and Queen in the ring, coming from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. First match, you have Becky versus Liv.
Becky dressed as a French pastry chef, and Liv dressed as Britney Spears from the Lucky video.
Apparently, they were both dressed as Britney Spears, because Britney Spears had that suit kind of thing as well.
Right.
Yeah, what like...
I instantly thought croissant.
Oh, nice. Well, it's bad though. Is it a bad look? I know they used to be able to...
Remember the time they
wrestle
they wore the big Natalia
baggy t-shirts. Now they're wearing more form-fitting stuff. You know, it does still go to show, like there's progress, I suppose, but it does still go to show that they're not treated equally.
Yeah. I lived in the region for a very long time.
Yeah? Were you dressing in that kind of stuff when you had to go outside? Dressed as Britney Spears?
Britney Spears, yeah. I dressed as Britney Spears.
You did the schoolgirl outfit,
no,
though.
like, you know, I lived in what would be considered a far more liberal area of the region. But at certain functions, like public stuff, you would dress, I'm talking females in particular, but males to a sense as well, would cover
more conservative
shoulders, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you were going to certain places. Now, like if you were going to the Irish pub, now wouldn't be one in Jeddah, but in other areas in that region, if you're going to the Irish pub, wear whatever you want, as long as you're kind of aware of where you're going, who you're going to be around.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am, from having lived there, sensitive towards their culture and beliefs, but certainly, you know, with WWE, it's weird watching the women having to dress differently than they do on American.
And that's
television.
just probably just our Western values placed on it.
Exactly.
In terms of the actual match then itself,
decent actually.
Do we get into the result or we go through the match?
Well, I
Like
think
the result is Liv
is
won.
the match.
Yeah.
Like the match itself, I don't know. It was fine. Like.
Rhea giving up the title and having Becky win it and having a 34-day reign. Does that, and then losing to Liv, does that benefit Liv having gone through Becky to win it?
She would have had to go through her initially to win it anyway. Like, I don't think Rhea was losing the title anytime soon had she not been injured.
No.
So neither of these title reigns were planned to exist. But it probably elevates Liv a little bit for Rhea's return, having to go through Becky in the way she did.
And then having the Dominic Mysterio angle.
And having the Dominic Mysterio angle. So yeah, it probably does benefit. Like, up to the point where Dominic arrives, the match was kind of there.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't that spectacular. It wasn't bad by any stretch. It was like a decent little wrestling match for that 10 or 12 or 10, maybe 11 minutes before Dominic arrives.
Can Becky have better or can Liv have better? Becky can have better, Liv can't.
I think they both can have better with certain other talent.
Okay.
I don't think either of those are like super high in-ring performers who will carry that kind of
Becky,
load.
no?
Yeah, no, I think like Becky brings
the brawl and
intensity, but I think like she isn't the best fulcrum of a match. Like, she isn't the best person to carry a match, but I do think she can work up to a level, and I think she can also be dragged down to a level.
Really?
Yeah. I think, like, you know, if you look at someone like Bianca, like, I think Bianca is just super
You're talking about
level.
athletic, though.
Not just athletic, I just think match layout and stuff, and like the ability to pull off things really smoothly.
Who else is there? Charlotte?
Charlotte, yeah. Like, and I think Charlotte's overrated by WWE.
Charlotte,
but I do think she's awesome.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, like, if you think of, let's say, if you were to make a list of the 10 best women's matches in WWE history, Charlotte would be in a significant amount of them. But also, Charlotte has had a series of unbelievable matches with Sasha Banks. She's had matches with Bayley. Like, I think Bayley's another.
Becky.
Like,
the triple threat at WrestleMania 32, was that Becky and Sasha? And Charlotte?
Yes.
Amazing.
Unbelievable.
Best match of the night.
Yeah, stole the show.
Yeah.
Was that 32? No.
I think it was either 34 or 32. I remember looking back and going, what, 32? That's nuts.
Ages ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez, didn't feel like that
maybe
long
it was
ago.
33 then.
It could be. Yeah, no, I could be wrong. I'm just trying to think, geez, that seems like a long time ago. But they are around ages. Yeah, like, I think like Becky is very good. I think Liv has improved massively.
And she's overweight a significant portion.
Yeah. And I think like
internet wrestling community.
Things like her facials and her like communication to the audience of what her intentions are has gotten way better.
So a good opener.
Decent opener.
Dominic interfering and costing Becky.
Fits the storyline. And left it open for a Raw. Which we know
what happens there.
Was a more direct.
It was a cage match.
Yeah.
I liked having Finn Balor and Jordan Devlin come out for Becky, and you're like, yeah, go on,
yeah. That was cool. So yeah, I thought the opener was good. Also, it's good like for an international audience like that when the opener features. Sometimes the openers of a lot of shows are like, let's stick the best wrestling match here that isn't our main event.
Yeah, it's the most. Did Jericho say it in his book? The first match on the card is the most important after the main event.
Yeah,
because you're setting the tone for the whole. And that's why he was so pissed with him and Kevin Owens
getting bumped to second.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think like, but also, so this wasn't going to be the best match on the card. Like, really, you could have started if you wanted like a traditional opening match. Like, high pace, crowd is hot. You probably open with the triple threat.
Yeah.
But you open with a star. So the first person that comes out after the show started, the first theme music that hits is Becky's. Place goes nuts. So they can work like that as well, which I thought worked pretty well.
Happy enough with it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. wouldn't ask you to give a Dave Metzler star rating anyway.
I would go 3.5. 3.25.
I'm not even giving it a rating. I'm just going to say, it was grand. It was grand. Like, I watched it. Yeah, cool.
It was grand.
Triple threat, then this is the Chad Gable that we've been waiting.
Yeah, I love Chad Gable.
Like
There's so many. Like, I was going to say actually as well, because I think I said it on a previous episode here of the stipulation in AEW that has like accidentally become their most consistent best match is the parking lot brawl.
Yeah.
WWE triple threats are like that for me.
Really?
Yeah, they never miss with a triple threat. They're always really good.
Okay.
Like the way they have it, like the no DQ and all that, it allows the matches to always be the baseline standard for a WWE triple threat is like
excellent.
Yeah,
I don't like the no DQs in triple threat.
I don't like it either. But that's the rules they've been doing for 20 years.
Or
so
if you do no interference, right? Fair enough.
That's what they should do, really. Because like poor old Otis was just stood on the outside for.
I love Otis.
He's so cool.
I was gutted when his Money in the Bank got taken away from him. I was like, I loved Heavy Machinery.
Yeah.
They got mentioned on the podcast last week. I just the stuff with. What's her name? She's got Mandy Rose. That was
brilliant.
That was amazing.
Brilliant, yeah.
Joining with Chad Gable, great idea, I thought.
Yeah.
And then, I would love. I know the way it's
leading. They got over organically as well.
Shoosh. But now that Gable's taken it more seriously, I'd love if Otis was taking it a bit more seriously.
Yeah, it's hard to see because like obviously that split.
Tozawa can fuck off. Like I like Tozawa.
I would like to see a serious Tozawa. Give him 2 months. Say, right, here you have 2 months. Be a serious character with Otis. Let's see what you have.
Yeah, I don't think he could come out. Like Tozawa is a boss.
Yeah.
We all know this. But
the way he's been portrayed for way too long.
Time.
Yeah,
Remember he was dressed in that ninja gear.
Stuff. Like that was that during like pandemic era?
Yeah.
Like, that's 4 years ago he was a ninja.
Going around the 24/7 championship.
Yeah,
remember he got involved. There was like the New Day or the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders had to fight a lot of Akira Tozawa ninjas in a parking lot during They're just like, what's happening here? But yeah, like now that Gable's taking it a bit more seriously, I'd like to see Otis taking it a bit more seriously.
It's hard to know when that happened.
And then joining with the Creeds.
Yes.
Because you'll have your tag team, you'll have your big band, and then
he's your enforcer. Like every great faction needs an enforcer, you know? If you look at the history of factions, DX had China. The Corporation had the Big Boss Man and Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
Bullet Club had Fale, who, I'm not the biggest fan of, but he looks great as an enforcer.
You have your big man. Jericho always
had the heater, yeah.
He like
Jake Hager. He has Big
Hager.
Bill now.
He had Garrison Cade there for a while.
Yeah.
Big Show.
Yeah.
He always had, like, I'd like to see Otis.
I think Otis could fit in, like, to a 4-man faction with Gable, with the Creeds, and him as their heater enforcer character.
The actual match itself, though, Sami Zayn.
Also, shout out Sami wearing the Kandora at the entrance.
I was just going to say.
I thought that was really cool, yeah.
Yeah, he got a massive pop.
Massive pop. He's out there with his Arab brothers,
Yeah, and it's brilliant to see. Like, it's great when you have, say, someone like Kevin Owens at Backlash speaking French.
Yes, yeah.
And then you have Sami coming out.
Yeah.
Exposing the culture. Yeah.
Syrian Muslim. That probably 5%, 99% of the crowd would have been Muslim, Arab himself. And also, he isn't just like of Arab descent from Canada. He very much is still like connected to his tradition and culture.
Yeah.
So it actually has meaning, so that was cool.
And coming out as a champion.
Yeah.
The match itself, I love Big Bronson Reed.
Oh, he's deadly.
Just because he doesn't look like anything.
I was so happy as well to see him get like. They also said, and I don't know if I picked this up wrong. We're talking about Bronson Reed or Chad Gable. They said it was Chad Gable's first PLE appearance in 14 months.
Yeah, it's quite possible.
Jesus,
but like that's going to feed into another issue that I have because there's lads on that WWE roster that I was like, oh yeah, they're not wrestling tonight.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm not going to see Kevin
Owens. So this is Triple H's thing of 5/6 match.
Which is good.
Yeah. They don't overstay their welcome.
But like they have so many
It's not the old NXT roster that he was booking.
Like Damian Priest ain't there. He's your world heavyweight champion. You know what I mean? I know Seth Rollins is out. Drew is after being cleared, and like they still have so many people to fit in, and that's why pay-per-views now are going to 2 days. Look at SummerSlam. That's going to be 2 days, and I was like, that's cool.
Is Clash at the Castle going to be another 5-card?
Oh, 100%. And there's going to be people that were on this card not on it.
Oh, loads. Yeah, loads.
There was no tag team match.
No tag team match, yeah.
Like you had 2 tag team champions who I'm not a big fan of either of them as tag team champions. But like, they're not on a massive card. Like it is a big card.
Yeah. And to just not be on it. It did in some ways lack a bit of variety. I felt.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, like when you have competitions like the King of the Ring and all that kind of stuff, it's always going to take away from other things because it's like a gimmick match,
Yeah, but I think as well, like, because they have to do the women's and the men's finals, so you get 2 matches that are with a very similar goal in mind, and that's what drives me mad about the modern day Rumble. 2 Rumbles on the same show.
They're thinking about going 2 nights.
Yeah, I always thought they should do.
I hate 2 elimination chambers. 2 Rumbles on the same show. 2
War games.
2 Money in the Bank matches. 2 War Game matches. You're like 2 Hell in a Cell matches. You're like, come on,
just give me.
It was special.
And I always felt with the Royal Rumble, what they should have done is like continue the way it was with the men's Rumble January, and the winners gets the shot at WrestleMania. And then if you're introducing the women's Rumble at that time, do that in June with the title shot at SummerSlam, and you can main event SummerSlam with the women's match.
Then you have 2 Rumbles. No, I like
you do 6 months apart.
I like what they're doing with King of the Ring. And the King of the Ring winners get.
I do like that now. Yeah,
that used to happen.
I'm thinking like hindsight with when they introduced the women's Rumble.
Let's not skip ahead. Get back to the triple threat. The ending of it. That whole.
The Otis thing.
The drama with Otis and all that kind of stuff. Did it need it?
Didn't need it because it was just you didn't need it.
You didn't need because you've
that type of match.
You've already had the drama with Dom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why are we having it again?
In back-to-back matches.
Yeah. Why are we? And this is a problem that we're going to get into for Double or Nothing, I think.
Yeah.
But like, right winner?
Yeah, absolutely.
It has to be Sammy.
Yeah. And it continues a lot of the good stories going, and it gives more reason for Gable's characteristic and his that kind of anger. Yeah.
What about Bronson?
He's lost again. I don't really know where Bronson goes from here. Like storyline wise, there's a million things he can do. He's awesome. He can pair off in multiple different feuds. But yeah, I don't think he needs to be really involved in that kind of directly with Intercontinental title.
Took the pin?
Yeah, probably the right person to take the pin as well.
Really? Why not Chad?
It gives Chad that thing of I didn't lose.
Well, Chad's so angry at Otis and he's shouting at him and then turns, boom, Helluva kick, 1, 2, 3. And now he can play. And it protects Bronson.
Yeah. I know, but I think though that Chad is the person to protect out of those 2.
So it puts Chad, because Chad has failed now once again against Sammy.
Yeah, but he didn't fail directly this time. He didn't need to. He
failed before though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So
he did.
Is that will they go up against?
He failed really before his heel turn though, didn't he?
Yeah.
He hasn't failed since his heel turn. He directly hasn't failed since his heel turn.
Anything else you'd like to bring up on the match?
No, I did enjoy after match when Barrett was doing the recap of the Queen of the Ring brackets.
Okay.
And he referred to it as, instead of bracketology like they would on US TV broadcasts of whatever tournament's going on, he referred to it as Barrettology.
Oh, right.
I enjoyed that.
That's nice. You know what I don't like though? The time in between matches.
I was going to say it. Jesus.
It's maddening.
Do you know what we're saying about people not being on the card?
Yeah. Put them on the card.
Just get rid of 40 stupid videos. Like, they're showing videos for the WWE shop. They're showing videos for all sorts of nonsense. Like, Roman Reigns is popping up on my screen in this thing. I know we're not going to see him on WWE TV for another couple of months. Why am I looking at him on the screen?
Yeah.
Like, put people on your roster in a match.
Yeah, like when you have so many great people. Is Dijak have been called up? He's gone to Raw, isn't he?
Yeah, he was in the draft, yeah.
Yeah, what's he done?
Nothing
since coming up.
Yeah.
You know?
There was just after every match, I timed one of them. Which one was it? I think it was that one. No, it was after the
Nia
next
Jackson,
match.
Lyra.
It was 22 minutes.
Between matches.
Yeah.
Do you have a rundown of what that was?
Yeah.
Right, we'll get into it
we'll
after.
Do it after the match, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really annoying. What I love is the camera angles in the ring beforehand, though. Like, they have their entrances. Lyra's entrance, it was like...
Deadly.
I trained her at Fight Factory. I was like this is
there
cool.
was 4 women on the show. 50% of them were Irish.
Class.
You know what I mean? Deadly. Go on, the Irish.
Go train in Fight Factory Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, I looked up where she trained as well. I was going to say, you must have trained with her.
I briefly did.
She's deadly.
She was there for a few of the training sessions.
She's very smooth.
Unbelievably so.
Like, very smooth.
It's ridiculous.
Like, she's going to have much better matches with other people. And I think she's one of those
She did a
wrestlers.
great match, I think, with Nia.
Oh, yeah, she did. But, like, there's only so much with Nia you can do.
Like, when you're...
I thought the match structure, actually, the layout of the match was really, really good.
You look at her trajectory since she joined NXT, and you could tell that they really rate her.
I'm not surprised.
They rate her so much.
Because, like, I've only seen her...
She bet Becky for the NXT title, getting called up
I'm
and
sure that
drafted
was
to
Becky's
Raw.
decision as well, wasn't it?
Well, you can't... Becky can't just call the shots. Like, it has to go through, say, Triple H or Shawn Michaels. Like, they bestowed that upon her.
Yeah.
And then they called her up, and now they put her in this type of match.
This is what I love about tournaments as well, right?
She bet Io Sky.
I know, in the semi. You can't do this in every tournament, but sometimes the opportunity is there to do it, where you use the tournament to elevate either someone relatively new or someone lower down the card.
Remember Lesnar?
Yeah.
When he came in 2002.
He just steamrolled the roster anyway.
Boom.
He was steamrolling anyway, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's Lesnar. Like, you look at him and he's in the bracket, you're going, well, he's obviously winning it.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, when you looked at the bracket...
Sorry, RVD.
Yeah. Like, look at this guy. Have you seen this guy?
Yeah.
Whereas Valkyria...
I thought you were about to say Val Venus. I was like...
Lyra Val Venus wasn't definitely getting to the final. You know, when you look to bracket that start, you're going,
You're like Io
Sky and Nia Jax, that'll be a pretty cool match. And they went, no, we're going to give you this one. And I think it worked out really well because, like, she feels important. She got a 10-minute match on pay-per-view where she definitely performed. She had, like, really good babyface comebacks. She was so smooth. The match layout was really good. I thought she made Nia look better than
what Nia is.
Nia's
been on a bit of a run, though.
She has, and there's certainly, like, you could see in that match as well that there's more urgency in her work. She's not lumbering around the ring, or she's not like the big slow monster that she used
I was
to be.
waiting for, you know, when she does that leg drop on the apron.
Yeah,
I was waiting for her to go, my hole.
Yeah.
I was like, did she say it there? I thought she did.
I think she ditched that, didn't she?
I was like, say it.
But she had a good match, and in the circumstances, the right winner.
Nia for the bloodline.
You're calling this for weeks.
Oh man, why not? Why not? Add a female boss into the bloodline.
I do like when factions are intergender factions.
You know, like Solo he's not doing it for me. He's not doing it for me. He keeps talking about the tribal chief. I think he's referring to The Rock.
Probably. I just don't think Solo is ready for that amount of airtime and to have to carry it that much. It's not his fault. He's like relatively new, like
a year and a half there. Like,
I know, but that's still like
that's what I'm saying. It's only a year and a half, and he's working under, say, Roman Reigns, and he's been the heater almost.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And now you're expected to step up and
be the enforcer
or the heater. But now he's expected to like have that aura that Roman Reigns had.
Roman Reigns and The Rock, yeah.
No,
but I think The Rock is the boss man here. I think this is going to feed into the original bloodline coming back.
Yeah, and this is how we get to Roman versus Rock.
Yeah,
at whatever next year's WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think it's The Rock looking after the Guerrillas of Destiny and Solo, and then I think Roman is going to come back with the Usos.
Yeah.
Hopefully Sammy.
That would be.
I'd
like that.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I'd like that.
But where's Jacob? Where's Jacob Fatu? Where do you fit him in? Does he come back? Does he come back with the Usos maybe and Roman?
I don't know.
Like, Roman was a bollocks during that bloodline stuff.
Oh, he was, yeah. Do you know what would be deadly, though? And I don't normally say, do you know what Roman Reigns match I think would be deadly? Because generally the answer is not that many of them.
Oh, shut up. He's had Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn have bangers.
I would like to see Jacob Fatu and Roman
Of
Reigns.
course you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Roman Reigns has bangers.
He has some bangers.
Roman Reigns, Thomas Hans.
That was a banger.
That was a banger.
That's 14 months ago.
Still a banger. You still
15
remember
months
it.
ago?
He creates moments, man. You still remember. But where does Nia fit into all this?
I don't think she does.
She does.
I don't think
It's The
she does.
Rock's cousin.
I know. I just don't know how you fit her in because what's the...
Man, she did the Yokozuna pose.
But do you bring back Tamina to be her counterbalance?
Nah.
I feel like she needs a counterbalance.
No, but like she did the Yoko pose.
She did?
That finish looks sick.
Yeah, I think it was sick.
I was like,
I would say Lyra is fairly sore after it.
I was looking at it going,
That didn't look worth
that didn't look like
didn't
look like
look
she
worth.
protected her quite a lot.
Right, here's the rundown of what happened.
No, we have to finish this now.
Okay.
She Yokozuna posed.
Yeah.
Is that for
A
telling?
sign, no.
She's the tribal.
She's just a female Yokozuna.
Who did I say it? Did I say it last week? The tribal.
Queef.
No,
You did. Was that edited out?
I think so. No, that was in. That was in. I accidentally called her the tribal queef, but I meant the tribal queen.
Okay. She is the queen now.
Yeah, exactly. She's the tribal queen.
Yeah.
Of the bloodline, hopefully.
I'm not against the idea.
Yeah. Is she on? She's on SmackDown, yeah? Yeah. She was drafted to SmackDown.
Yes.
And Lyra's on Raw, right?
Yeah.
Wait, why was Lyra against Io then?
Is Io on SmackDown? Was she not drafted to Raw as well?
Was she? Is Damage
I
Control
don't know.
over?
This whole drafting is always
Yeah, I'm very confused. Where's Dexter Loomis? Bring him back.
Dexter Loomis.
Anyway, yeah, go into...
Right, so the presentation from Triple H, an interview with Nia in the ring, a terrible promo.
Okay.
Then a UFC Saudi advert coming up soon.
Oh, yeah, because they're the same. They're Endeavor.
Yes, and then 3 back-to-back different videos and adverts. And then a backstage segment with Becky activating a rematch clause that she said is in her contract, activates it for Raw. Then we do the Barrettology for the men's bracket.
Barrettology.
And now he says that Jey Uso was the bracket-busting underdog. I'm like, how is he the bracket-busting underdog? He was just in your world title match. If anything, he's the favourite to come through the bracket by your own standards, right? But anyway, he was the bracket-busting underdog.
He had some bad news for you there, but
He did, didn't he? Then we get another video package showing like Gunter and Randy Orton. Then we get their entrances. 24 minutes.
did they play up the fact that Barrett is a former king?
Do you know what? They didn't.
No.
And they gave him the Barrettology.
Yeah, he's King Barrett.
And Jey Uso was a bracket-busting underdog.
Barrett, you piece of bollocks and shite.
Barrett. He wasn't a bracket-busting.
Barrettology. Bollocksology.
And he beat Finn Balor, who like hasn't been big on the singles scene recently.
Money in the Bank winner.
Previously.
No, never won it before.
Oh, he will now. Ooh, I'd like that with
I wouldn't mind
Damon
that.
Priest and
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you have Dom and Rhea. And you have little JD going, hey guys, what's happening?
But also, we'll get to that later. So then we get into Gunter versus Randy Orton. Oh, yeah. This was my main event.
Yeah, Randy Orton and the crowd singing.
Yeah.
Singing Randy out. He loving it. You can tell.
There hasn't been a WWE wrestler with Gunter's aura in 100 years.
With his aura.
Yeah.
Someone that just kind of like looks like a badass.
Is a badass.
Enzo Suzuki.
That's
Steve Blackman.
Steve Blackman. Okay.
No,
Steve Blackman.
yeah, Gunther and Steve Blackman, I can see similarities.
Like his aura.
Could you have done that? Could you have, right, no, maybe not. Dan Severn. Like you could have made Dan Severn a Gunther.
Probably, yeah.
But you just didn't care.
No, it was the 90s.
You had Dan Severn and Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
And you did nothing.
I know, crazy. Like.
And was there another lad you could have thrown in there? Steve Blackman, I suppose.
Yeah, he fit that mold.
Yeah.
I suppose they did kind of.
Don Fry, bring him in.
I love Don Fry.
Yeah. Shamrock and Severn, like that could have been nuts.
Unbelievable. But yeah, Gunter's aura. Good God, that man is just
It's so simple.
The Ring General is the best name.
Ring General.
The best nickname. Like, you couldn't have a nickname that fits him better than
So like
because he lives it. You know, like there was a moment, like, you know, the early match, nothing spectacular, nothing to write home about. The usual Randy Orton, like headlocks, letting the audience soak it in, nice, you know, kind of slow paced, methodical, as people refer to Randy Orton. And then Gunter starts getting into his chops.
Oh man, poor Randy.
Randy hadn't been chopped that hard in 2 decades.
You could just imagine Randy was just like, all right, look, I know what you do. Let's just go hellbent for leather.
Yeah.
And then I seen his chest. I was like,
because I'd say a lot of people step into the ring with Randy in the last 10 years. He's a legend.
Very careful.
Very careful.
And then Gunter was careful.
No, there was nothing out of line or anything like that, but Gunter hits hard. That's who Gunter is. And when Gunter starts laying in the chops, then they did a deadly European uppercut back and forth. That was class. There was a lot of deadly stuff in it. And then, Randy holds his back and Gunter goes straight to work.
And his knee.
That comes a little bit later.
Yeah. Because he was selling that knee with Carmelo as well, wasn't he?
And then he goes to do a twist or a pivot.
Yeah.
And Gunter grabs the ropes and doesn't come back at him, and Orton goes down holding the leg. But instantly, Gunter goes back to the back instead of the leg.
Yeah.
And then they have that whole extended section on the outside of the ring where Orton takes control. Does the backdrops.
Onto the
There's one onto the ground, 3 onto the announce table.
Yeah.
And then it's like desperation for Gunter. Then he goes to the knee. He's so
subtle.
Yeah, it's such great wrestling. He's like, no, right, I can see his knee is hurt, but this back thing is working for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick at it. Then when they go to the outside, it's like a realization for him, the back thing ain't working for me. And the second he gets the opportunity, he just goes after the knee. And Joe, he went into the half crabs, right? Do you know, so he wasn't doing the full half crab. He was doing the half crab with the knee on the back.
Yeah.
So he's targeting the knee and the back. And Cole got it right on commentary. For once. Well done, Michael Cole.
What do you mean for what? Michael Cole's been on a roll.
He has been very good.
You watch that NXT UK tournament and then you're like, now I understand Michael Cole.
When he's let off the leash.
Yeah, he's not getting shouted at. He was just
constantly. I thought he was good last night.
He was just being a company man.
Actually, up to, and we'll get to it.
Don't say Cody and Logan. That was great what you did there. Go on anyway. Go on.
So I thought that was great. Then I just said, this Gunter is very good at professional wrestling.
He is.
Isn't he?
He's unbelievable.
Then we get the RKO. And what did Gunter do for the kick out? Chopped the knee while I
don't remember that.
So got the RKO. Orton goes for the pin, and Orton has to lift his leg off the ground off his bad knee.
Orton takes a second, yeah.
But then he
takes that little minuscule second,
and then he has one leg off the ground doing the pin.
He can't put the pressure on it for the pin.
Or Gunter chops that leg.
Does he chop it?
Chops the leg, and it gives him the chance to get up and reverse it.
And then you have that pin
with the visual that shoulder ain't down, Chief.
Do you think that was purposeful?
I think it probably was. I think what they're doing is
fucking that up.
We're great because you got Clash of the Castle coming up before SummerSlam, obviously, right?
Gunter needs an opponent.
Yeah, I think
if he's going to be wrestling it.
I think they do Orton again, or at some time between, because you're going now into Priest versus Galloway McIntyre for Clash of the Castle.
Punk showing up?
You don't probably because it's around the time frame where he'd be almost right.
Yeah.
You don't want Gunter on ice until then. You want him while Priest and McIntyre are doing their thing. You want Gunter with something.
So Gunter's going at SummerSlam.
Yes.
Right. So,
great match.
Brilliant match.
I'm going to go back to the star rant.
We give him up after Becky.
I'm going 4.5 for that one.
See, I don't believe in Meltzer stars. I was just I like the match.
I don't go over 5 like Meltzer does. In my
28
head.
stars.
Yeah, 7,000 stars for Gunter.
If it was in the Tokyo Dome.
27,000.
27,000.
The lads in our WhatsApp group call me Tokyo Dome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a mark. So I sign things now with TD at the end of.
Why did he call you Nash?
Oh my God! So
is this a Kevin Nash thing?
No, absolutely no relation to Kevin Nash.
Oh well, then I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, it's not relation to that.
Yeah, well, I don't want to hear it then.
Yeah, I actually don't know how it became Nash.
What do you do, right? So Gunther is now King of the Ring. He gets a shot at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
I assume, right?
That's August.
Bash in Berlin's after that, right?
Yeah, it is after.
I think it's at the end of August.
Yeah,
Bash in Berlin's the end of August.
And they've moved up SummerSlam. It used to be around the 3rd week of August. It's earlier now.
I thought it was early August.
It is now. Yeah.
Anyway, So McIntyre or Priest.
Yeah.
Does McIntyre beat
I think so.
Priest, and then you have Gunther and McIntyre.
Yeah.
Where does CM Punk fit into this equation? Does McIntyre fail once again on the big stage due to CM Punk, drives more and gets driven more insane, and does Priest go up against Gunther? And if Priest,
that could work as well.
I don't want to see Priest and Gunther. I don't know why.
Do I don't think it works.
No, especially because Priest he wears a top now. So
yeah, you're not going to see the chop. Imagine McIntyre and Gunther
does Priest lose via Money in the Bank? Because that's in between as well, isn't it?
He won via Money in the Bank. You don't want him to lose via Money in the Bank.
Has that ever happened before? Someone who
Probably not, actually.
Someone who's won it by Money in the Bank and lost it in the same cycle, like, you know what I mean? Not someone who lost it due to Money in the Bank from a different person. Someone who's won it by using the Money in the Bank, but also lost it
before the next Money, or
lost it in the same reign that he won it. That's fucking history there, bro.
That would be cool.
Who did he lose it to?
Finn Balor.
And then Finn Balor and Gunther.
Yeah. That was supposed to be. Was that supposed to be the main event at the cancelled NXT show in Dublin?
It could have been, yeah. I had tickets
was.
for that.
Yeah.
Finn Balor and Gunther.
I think that was supposed to be the main event for that.
Like, anybody that has a chance.
I saw like Walter versus Jordan Devlin, JD McDonough.
If you see that, right, you can see the highlights, but if you subscribe to OTT on demand, right, back when I was drinking, I was a mess. And Gunther goes to leave when in the match with Jordan Devlin. Joe Cabrera, the owner of OTT, comes out and is like, get back in the ring. I had ran down from the stalls.
Shouting.
Down towards like near ringside. Yeah. And then everyone started coming down. And we all got on ringside.
Was this the rematch that Devlin won?
Yeah.
I was at the one where Walter won.
WrestleRama.
Yes.
That was WrestleRama. But this was Scrappermania. You can see me. So there's the stage.
Yeah.
And here's the ring. I am here with a bald head and a white Scrappermania t-shirt on.
Going ballistic.
Mental. Like, I was off my fucking rocker because we were drinking whiskey.
Oh, Jesus.
So we were drinking all day, and then we were drinking whiskey, and I fell asleep. I nearly missed my get off back in Dublin. When I was drinking, man, OTT was just such a night. It was the greatest night of your life, but it's a nightmare
because you have to get back to Kilkenny.
You have to get back to Kilkenny, but like the drinking that you do without realizing that you're drinking because you're at the wrestling.
Yeah, like because the WrestleRama I was at was pitchers of beer. So I wasn't buying pints, I was buying pitchers.
OTT used to be 3 cans for a tenner.
Oh, glorious.
Dev, I went with someone one time and they got sick in the crowd. I had to walk them out. I was I got carried out one time. I was a mess. I got carried out.
Because the show was like 5 hours long with the intermission.
And I remember looking, and there's like the War Raiders, Viking Raiders, in the ring, I think with the Kings of the North. And I'm like, I really want to see this match. But then, like, I started, getting sober.
Carrying me out with Scrapper. So,
one of the best matches OTT was, I'll be driving up. One of the best matches OTT, Speedball Mike Bailey versus Matt Riddle. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
match.
Watched it on demand.
Go and watch it. Go subscribe to OTT on demand.
So many great matches. So many great matches.
If you want to be like, Gunther against, say, Jordan Devlin, because the way they're presented now, you'd be like, sure, Gunther and Jordan Devlin.
Jordan Devlin was the ace
banger
of
a match.
Wrestling.
And you can imagine then what Gunther and Finn Balor would do if that was at SummerSlam.
Oh, I'd love it. No, look, it's not probably possible, or it's not going to happen.
Why?
But I just think, the way Triple H books.
Who does Gunther go against then?
Oh, I want to see him with McIntyre, but I think
what you're saying about...
that's what I mean. I think the CM Punk costs McIntyre again.
Like, imagine McIntyre loses that thing, gets his big moment at WrestleMania in front of nobody.
Yeah,
loses a Clash of the Castle in Wales to Roman Reigns,
and then loses that clash
after doing that thing at WrestleMania, winning and having his moment taken away
in Scotland, losing.
Imagine losing.
I know.
In Scotland, sending people home.
Yeah,
devastating.
I know.
That's beautiful.
I love it.
Because not everything needs to be a happy story. We've seen it with WrestleMania 39.
Well, we can get to that on the second show. The ending wasn't a happy ending.
It was just
sometimes
but that leaves does Gunther go up against Priest? Because I don't know if
it's not something
Gunther has to win that.
Yeah.
And then
maybe that's what you do to get the title onto Gunther. You just feed Priest to him, and then you have more interesting things coming after.
Gunther comes into the Bash of Berlin
as champion. Big homecoming.
I'd like him to win it there.
I would also like him to win it there. But you can bring him in as champion to homecoming. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be cool as well.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't want Gunther winning any of those things. I want him winning the Royal Rumble.
I want him
and going
beating
up
Cody.
Beating Cody at
that's
WrestleMania.
what I want.
Beating Cody at WrestleMania.
That's what I want.
Because remember them at the Royal Rumble at the end. They were the last two for the 39.
That was deadly. And I think as well, like
It goes
what
to
you
show-
do there is you do the rematch at the following WrestleMania
Very much what?
of Cody Gunther.
Oh, so Cody.
I think that becomes Cody's new thing. Not Roman Reigns anymore. You've done 2 with Roman Reigns. You do 2 with Gunther.
This goes to show how great of a getting back to my Cody Rhodes theory. This goes to show how great of a babyface Cody Rhodes is, because Gunther was in that Royal Rumble. Did he come in like 1, 2, or 3?
He was in for
fucking
1,
ages.
I think.
He was in ages.
Yeah.
Cody comes in at like number 30.
50 something minutes.
Was Cody number 30?
He was late.
He was 27 or 30.
Yeah,
one of them.
and the crowd
was
still wanted him to beat the guy who'd been in it
Exactly.
all the time. Yeah.
Even though they like, even me, I was like, I don't want Gunther to lose here, but I want Cody to win, but I don't want Gunther to lose.
Very weird booking to have a heel
It was perfect.
be the Iron Man.
Yeah,
but it worked.
It was perfect.
Gunther's
Because it's Gunther.
He's so good.
I just love him so much.
Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul.
Okay. Weird build.
Yeah, no build. Like, what was the build? Whatever, like, grand. I don't care about the build.
I like Logan just been like, you don't deserve a shot at my US title.
Yeah.
Like, nice. You're a piece of shit.
You're a piece of shit. And also, what I found to be most weird about it was that Cody had gone on Logan's pod, whatever it's called.
Impulsive.
And
Impulsive.
I'd say he was on it twice and we're real friendly. My back is I'm lifting too much. I'm just lifting so many weights.
I'm not even wrestling training because I fucking tore my groin.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't be active.
Yeah.
Sit around, get fat, and you don't get hurt.
Do podcasts.
Do podcasts.
We're going to have a wrestling
Talk
training
about
soon.
people who are active.
Yeah.
You know?
And bitch about them.
Yeah. Look at these.
Look at it.
Logan Paul is unathletic.
That's-
God, that guy's athletic.
But
I don't like him.
we call him Logan Prick around these
He
parts.
needs better entrance music. It's Logan Paul. Whatever you think about him on a personal level, I know we're not his target demographic. The guy is...
Fuck you, I'm young. Than you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the guy is like very famous and very well known and has superstar aura. Give him some fucking good entrance music.
Oh, yeah,
instead of that generic shite.
Well, Def Rebel, no one likes them, even if they don't make that song. Fuck you, Def Rebel.
Fuck you, Def Rebel. Cody,
They ruined AJ Styles' song.
Cody is over like Rover in Jeddah.
I find it mad that the American nightmare, America, getting over in Jeddah, getting over in France.
Besties now.
Yeah, but they get over.
He gets over everywhere.
No matter, like, keep that.
He's
American.
Homelander, like. You know what I mean? He should be hated everywhere outside of America.
I was in Manchester, like, and I was like, how is this going to fly? You know, America, fuck yeah.
And it works.
It works. I was like, yeah, America.
Propaganda.
Yeah.
Chalk one down for the bad guy.
The opposite of what JBL was. It was like, America, fuck you. But Cody, I don't think there's a slew of challengers on SmackDown for Cody. It seems like he's treading water until something big happens, because he goes through AJ Styles in a month, he goes through Logan Paul in a month, and while it's great to rack up some wins, who's going to be his big fucking test? Like Lesnar was, like fucking Roman obviously was.
Yeah.
You know, I know he had a few of those mini feuds with like Dom last year and Shinsuke.
People talk about Triple H being great at making stars. He has kind of accidentally got nobody lined up, like obviously lined up for Cody for that big feud spot.
Paul Heyman said, like, obviously you can't come straight out of the gaps with it, and you're generally this time after you win a title, you do the rematches.
Yeah,
like Backlash was always the rematch.
Always for
it's the Backlash of WrestleMania. Yeah. WrestleMania Backlash.
I hated it.
But Roman's not there.
Yeah,
so.
But then
they're treading water now.
Do you know what it reminds me of? After WrestleMania 14, when Austin beat HBK and HBK was
Dude Love, doesn't
injured, he went Dude Love.
But he had a few,
and they had a
matches.
deadly feud.
But they had a few
and tag team and against each other. You know,
how does that remind you of it then?
No, sorry, it doesn't remind me of it. That's what the template would be for when your champion isn't or ex-champion isn't available.
It's gone. Yeah,
you have. But that's Mick Foley, like.
Yeah.
But like AJ, the whole AJ thing, to me,
I thought it was great.
It turned out it turned into a great match. It wasn't really set up in advance to be a great match. Like the build felt nothing. AJ had lost at WrestleMania and then won this triple threat blah, blah, blah thing and managed to get a title shot. He never felt like a threat. Logan Paul also didn't feel like a threat. Again, the match turned out good.
Yeah.
You know, I think with Cody, as long as he keeps
putting on good matches. He is, but that's what he is doing.
For now, that's fine. But come SummerSlam, it needs a meteor blood feud type.
I have someone in mind for that, and I'll tell you in a sec.
Okay.
Let's go through the match. Logan is impressive as ever.
Logan is very, very good.
And the camera work, man. The fucking camera work when he's standing on and it goes around him. And I'm like, fuck you, Kevin Dunn. Yeah, you ruined wrestling.
We could have had this for 2 decades. Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Even up to that, because that's when you got to the part of the match where it becomes your WWE main event style. But even just the wrestling up to that point, before they went outside the ring and you got the brass knucks involved and all this kind of stuff, you know, I
love Michael Cole's called the pre-knuck.
The pre-knuck, I have it written down. That was brilliant. I was like, you signed the pre-knuck. I was like, yes, Cole.
You loser.
He calls him a loser.
You didn't like, is that the part you didn't like?
Yeah, I didn't like that.
You just laughed and said
no, I like the pre-knuck.
Pre-knuck.
Yeah, I didn't like the loser thing.
I like that because you know why I like that.
Go on.
I'm like, in my head, this is Paul and McAfee at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah.
So like you're gonna have Logan Paul, and Michael Cole, and I like the way Corey Graves was kind of like sticking up for Cole as well, because in my head I was like,
McAfee comes in, and
I was like, is Graves gonna fucking get back into the ring? Sterling James Keenan,
I don't think you should be using a Cody Rhodes world title match to build that.
Oh yeah, but like it's only planting the seed. It's only a small little thing.
Okay, go on, I'll let you out.
It's only a small little. It's like fucking remember Taz and JR.
Yes.
And then you had JR or Taz against Jerry King.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? McAfee will come. I'd like to see Graves actually get in the ring with Paul, but McAfee,
he can't ever wrestle again.
I think but he'd go to AEW. He could.
He probably could.
You look at Edge, Bryan, and Paige.
Like
here.
if Nigel McGuinness comes back, Shibata, you know, like if Shibata can come back, literally anyone can
come back. Hey, fucking Kerry Von Erich can come back. Not Kerry. Is it Kevin? Texas Tornado. If he can come back with no leg.
No, Kerry is. Yeah. He was the one with no leg.
Texas Tornado.
Yeah.
If he can come back with fucking no foot.
Not even a foot.
Not even a foot.
No foot at all.
Anybody can come back.
That's true. And he had a good 6 or 7, maybe not 6 or 7 years after that, but
one or 2 years. I mean.
Good match.
Very good match.
You know, they had all the shenanigans at the end, but I did think it was funny that one thing really annoyed me, and I guess just such a Cody Rhodes thing of, I don't want to win by count out. I'm going to stop the ref.
That's class. But that's a baby face.
Stop the ref. Get out of the ring and break the count. Don't make the whole thing of standing in the ring going to the ref. No, but don't count. I want to beat him properly. Yeah, but get out and break the count.
To certain people, they mightn't pick up on that. It might be like, he's just running in. He's like, no, I'm not winning like this. You're like, yeah, Cody, you're not winning. You're the greatest, Cody.
Yeah.
That's proper babyface shit.
Such Cody
that's
shit.
Traditional
No,
what do you mean?
I hate.
That's because you're in a fucking Bullet Club t-shirt and you think it's fucking cool to be like, oh yeah, we're tweeners. Are we
No, I don't tweener,
bad
Cody.
guys? No, we'll fucking do whatever. Yeah, bro, we're gonna spray paint your back and we're gonna tell you to suck it.
I don't want Cody spray paint people's backs either. What would he even spray paint on
the fucking logo?
Yeah, get a big stencil. Carry around a stencil with the logo.
No, just right on their back going, whoa.
The frog splash through the table.
Yeah, that's what I'm
with
saying.
The camera work.
Oh.
But the frog splash itself.
Unnatural.
Unbelievable.
Unnatural. And the Prime integration.
And also the Triple H reference.
There was no Prime on the ring.
There wasn't.
There was no Prime logo on the ring. I caught up on that. I was like, what's happening
That was
here?
his second Triple H reference of the match.
He did the...
Yeah, but Joe earlier when he was trying to I think he
was just blowing out the stuff though.
No, because earlier when he went to do the first time they went up onto the first announcer's table, he went through the pedigree and he said, welcome to the Logan Paul Levesque era.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool.
And then Cody did the Cody cutter, but it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, it looked alright.
Yeah, he didn't go through it. That's and then, a bit, isn't it?
Graves said earlier, Cody wants to be a fighting champion. He doesn't want any controversial finishes to his match. And then, you know, the ref goes down. The comedian helps Cody beat Logan Paul. Now, I know Logan was about to cheat.
That was kind of stupid.
Yeah, he didn't need that.
I didn't want that at all.
No. Just have Cody outsmart him and win.
Yeah. Was it the three crossroads?
A triple crossroads.
I don't like that.
Just do your cross. Just do your finish.
Just do the finish, man. You don't need 3.
No, just do your finish.
But yeah, he's the champion. Who's up next for Logan? I think he's going to delve deeper in with Michael Cole, and we're going to see McAfee come back and defend his honor.
You could see Logan Paul, Pat McAfee.
Has Logan Paul only defended the title twice?
Or once?
Twice. In the triple threat.
Didn't he defend it to Kevin Owens? No, he won it off Kevin Owens. Who did he beat for it? Rey Mysterio. He defended it to Kevin Owens and the triple threat, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2 defenses. Decent show overall.
Decent show.
No duds. Too many video packages and downtime between matches.
Too much interference.
Too much interference. Yeah, that's just...
How stupid does Gunther look with a crown?
Don't wear the crown. Just be the ring general.
He carries around the crown, right? And like, I knew he wasn't going to put it on his head. He was like holding it like that. Just do what Cody did and put it into a ring.
Nice.
The ring general.
The ring general.
The ring
Cole
king
called him the king general, which I hated. The highlights of the show, Gunther versus Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Cody versus Logan Paul was good. And I enjoyed the triple threat.
Nia Jax's finish.
As the finish, yes. I thought the dynamic in that match was good as well.
Okay. Good pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Short on spectacular wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the ones that you would love to see.
Yeah.
In matches. Like, it's a shame Bailey didn't have a match.
Yeah. Shame that any of the damage control...
Any of the tag team stuff.
Any of that,
we know that...
Creeds, whoever, like, you know.
Did you watch
I want to see more of the Creeds.
I didn't watch the pre-show. Did you watch the pre-show?
I never watched pre-shows.
You had Jay and
I don't
Bianca.
watch any pre-shows.
Really?
No, I refuse.
Sometimes you're missing out though, brah.
I know on a bit of banter. I just don't have time for pre-shows.
I remember it was a Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese.
Yeah,
they had an amazing match on the pre-show.
Do you know what happens with pre-shows?
The Cruiserweight title used to be on the pre-show a lot.
And there was an unreal... I think Neville versus someone match on a pre-show as well. And what I do with pre-shows, if something gets like...
Neville versus Austin Aries.
Yes.
At WrestleMania, I think it was.
That sounds right.
In front of about 6 people.
Yeah, it was outdoor and it was really bright.
Yeah, it's WrestleMania.
What I generally do with pre-shows is if something gets traction and it's like people are talking about it, I'll go back and watch it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I just don't have time for pre-shows.
So did WWE... line up then the rest of their...
I think there
was a story created out of
out of most matches.
Out of every match.
I actually think that's a feature of both pay-per-views that we're reviewing.
Okay.
And it to the detriment in some cases that...
There was no finality in either of them.
Yes. So there was too much interferences across both shows.
Okay.
But that was done with setting up future things.
Okay.
And... I like finality.
The King of the Ring. Well, no, right. So we look at the story of, Becky and Liv.
Yeah,
right. They went on and had a match at whatever, but it was more about Dom and Liv.
Yeah. That's the story there.
Coming out of the triple threat, Otis and Gable.
Yeah.
Coming out of Nia and Lyra is.
Well, that was fine.
Kind of final. Nia's
now going for the
Nia's the champ. Lyra looked strong in defeat, and she had to get absolutely squashed, literally squashed in that sense.
Not like a wrestling squash, but actually squashed.
The King of the Ring leaves Gunther something to do. Up to it because
shoulder up and all that. Yeah,
and then Logan Paul, possibly and Michael Cole.
Yeah,
and then Cody gets his next challenger, and this who I think would be a good challenger.
Yes,
for Cody, coming up for the next while. Mr. Nick Aldis. That'd be glorious.
Their match at All In.
Yeah, but he's
the original All In.
He's kind of referencing stuff, isn't he? Yeah. He's like, I know you and all that.
He's a very good professional wrestler.
We have long history together and,
Yeah.
I think there was a photo of the two of them in the background or something.
Was there?
I think so, yeah.
That would be good. I loved their match for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship.
They made the NWA relevant again.
That whatever 12 pounds of gold documentary that was 10 pounds of gold documentary that was on YouTube at the time was brilliant.
Yeah.
And that, like, I know it wasn't the main event of the show, but it felt like one of the main events in advance of the show.
The only problem is Aldis is a really good GM.
I know, but he's a really good wrestler as well.
Yeah.
And he's not old, like
who else can you put in that position? Who would
go back to him afterwards?
Who would be like Nakamura's back on SmackDown? Do you go Nakamura and Cody?
No.
I think you should have sent Nakamura back down to NXT.
Yeah, let him just surf in Miami and then show up on Wednesdays or Tuesdays to do NXT.
Yeah, and like
Yes, he'd be delighted.
build back up his aura like Baron Corbin.
Yeah, he did well down there.
Yeah,
Like that tag team
or
with Finn
Finn Balor.
was cool.
When Finn Balor
he
went
did
back.
great down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send Nakamura
issue
back
with
down
that.
there. Go up against Trick.
So if you don't do Nick Aldis,
yeah.
who do you do? Like, what's his SummerSlam opponent? I know there's other shows in between, but what's his SummerSlam
Could it be
opponent?
The Rock?
Too soon?
Is it?
I think for The Rock with the filming
Like, are we circling him back around to the Bloodline? Does he go against Tamatonga?
Solo?
Solo? No.
Don't
I
think
see
Solo's going to eat a loss before.
Jacob Fatu, that'd be cool if he was
That
brought in
would
like
be
a
cool.
monster.
Yeah.
You have Kevin Owens there. Kevin and Cody, it'd be a good match. But
It'd be a good match, but the dynamic doesn't.
And Kevin, I don't want to see Kevin eat another loss again.
No.
He's losing all the
and
time.
also, in advance, Kevin's eating the loss.
Randy and Cody. They have massive history together. They kind of interacted there recently, didn't they?
Yeah, but then again, it's two baby faces. I don't think the fans want to boo Randy Orton at the moment.
Yeah. He is on a high.
Yeah.
So who's LA Knight? Don't want to boo him either. AJ's been asking for another
I know a great
title
match, but
SummerSlam.
it was decisive. Don't need to see it.
Yeah. So who else?
I don't know.
Who else on SmackDown?
Who
Are we forgetting someone big? Carmelo Hayes.
that could be cool.
Yeah, but
it's SummerSlam.
you don't want
That's more of a B show.
Tamatonga. This is the Bloodline stuff again.
Probably is, isn't it?
Where do you go, man? Where do you go?
Probably Bloodlines. Probably Solo.
I'll tell you where we go. We go Double or Nothing.
AEW. Double or Nothing. 2024. Again, I didn't watch the
how
pre-show.
long are we into this podcast? This is going to be like 7 hours long, considering the fucking thing was 4.5 hours long.
Too long.
Too long.
Too long.
I want my wrestling wrapped up in 3 hours maximum.
I'm happy with.
What do you think it was? WrestleMania 30 fucking 5?
I'm happy with if you come in under 4 hours, I'm all good.
Yeah.
But 4 hours, 33 minutes, whatever it was.
Did you stay up to watch it or watch it?
No, I watched it next morning.
Right,
I watched it at I literally watched it 20 minutes after it finished.
I used to work. You woke up to watch it.
Yes, yeah.
I used to not work on Mondays and Tuesdays, and I'd work Wednesdays to Sundays. So I used to stay up for all the pay-per-views, and then I was snapping because WWE changed their schedule to Saturdays. I was like, you sons of bitches, I'm working.
See,
but Sundays I used to stay up late, but now no.
Yeah,
I'm in early on a Monday.
I start at, because I'm working online now, I start at 6. I get up early on a Monday morning, stick on the pay-per-view, do a bit of work.
So you're not actively watching then, are you?
No, I actively watched it. If my boss is watching.
They have to go and sit through a long part of the podcast.
To get here. You're not getting here, James. You're not getting this far.
I'm not going to clip it. Someone else clip it. Someone else clip this part.
His name is James.
You're like, shit.
I don't know who the guy is.
Okay, so we have Ospreay
and Roderick Strong. Really good match.
I was just looking
Except for...
No, wait. I'll get into this, right? Because Ospreay looked cool coming out.
Yeah.
What do you make of Nash body shaming Ospreay, actually? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Nash is body shaming everybody.
Nash on about?
I don't know.
Ospreay's in unbelievable shape.
Especially for the type of wrestling that he does. So
he can't... I know, because remember he put on a lot of bulk when he was doing that shift from junior heavyweight to heavyweight in Japan. But
he seems to have lost a small bit of that, though.
He lost a small bit of that, but he still looks like a heavyweight and he can do both styles of wrestling.
I can't help but feel going, if Ospreay was in WWE, I'd enjoy that more. I had that feeling a bit.
No.
I had a feeling.
I just don't think he fits.
Every time I have AEW on, my missus is like, what is this? This doesn't
look like the other thing.
Yeah, this doesn't look as good. And I was like, oh, it's not the other thing, But she was like, yeah. But it doesn't look as good.
I don't like the too polished look of WWE.
I hate the polished look of AEW and what it's become.
I don't like. I also don't like that.
The LED shit, no.
Get rid of the LED shit. Every wrestling company, get rid of the LED shit.
Yeah, I'm the same.
It's one thing. It's why UFC feels real. I know it is real. But they don't have any extra bullshit.
Yeah.
You have a big black cage then the craziest thing they do for an entrance is they give their real stars the blackout treatment, it's called.
Yeah.
So before their song comes on, the arena blacks out, and then everyone goes, yeah, because they know stars coming.
I liked the understated arenas and stuff.
With AEW at start.
More so WWE. Like when they did the Raw after WrestleMania, and it was a really small stage.
Yeah.
Just so they could fit. I was like, that looks cool, man.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Let's go back to that kind of stuff. We don't need a big, massive stage and a massive Titantron.
Yeah.
And same with AEW, like the 2 tunnels stuff. We don't need that. But anyway, Ospreay looked cool coming out. Love his music. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm really happy they kept it.
And Roderick looks like a loser with the Undisputed Kingdom.
Yeah.
I really fucking hate that faction, man. I really do. I really just
What's your major issue with
There's
them?
too many of them. There's too many factions, and they just do not have, as you put, the aura. I don't give a fuck about the Kingdom. The Undisputed Era were fucking great. The Kingdom, don't be trying.
No, yeah, they don't have an aura.
Their logo looks like fucking something I would have thought was cool when I was 13. A graffiti style.
Yeah.
No one cares. But I really like the way Ospreay started the match going for the hidden blade.
Straight away.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I was like a little sneaky fucker here.
Yeah,
Hey, Willie, a little sneaky fucker.
And this was a feature of the show that I really liked. Any match, which was a lot of them, that had deep simmering tensions, they went to kill each other right from the start.
Yeah.
Which I think should be the case. Because
I'll get into this with Orange and Trent, but
okay.
Ospreay, fucking Ospreay's just doing Ospreay cool shit. Like, he's doing a big dive onto the lads over the
deadly.
I hate that spear spot that everyone's doing now. When they spear through the barricade.
Yeah,
everyone does it, but Ospreay did
the
cool.
Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns type thing.
Ospreay did a bit cool flip on it.
That was cool.
That was class.
Yeah.
I didn't like when the referee had a chance to kick them back and then was like, no, you have to stay there and you're not allowed to interfere, when the ref could have been like, get out of here.
But they built up to that later, yeah.
But he never went, get out of here. You know why? Because that happens at a different
It happens
thing.
later on.
It happens later on. So they never did the big get out of here. But Matt Taven, right? Roderick Strong is down. Kanellis gets Ospreay up on his shoulders. Matt Taven is like, I'm going to do a dive in front, and the referee's not going to see.
I'm going to do an over the top rope Legion of Doom fucking
Doomsday Device runs past the referee.
That was so stupid.
That
he looked at the ref and then did it anyway.
He just made the ref look like an idiot.
Yes.
Now in AEW, the refs make themselves look like idiots all the time.
It happens too much.
It happens but that looks
that was egregiously his fault.
And then fuck the dive.
Missed the dive. Nearly killed Will Ospreay.
Nearly killed Willie Ospreay. I'm having a bit of a trouble also with Don Callis being a big bastard heel and like Will Ospreay being a big babyface. And you're like, what's
I know they're building something there, but there was something really interesting on this card, and I wasn't sure whether to. I'll just highlight something here.
Highlight it away.
Will Ospreay didn't listen to Don Callis, and he won.
Yeah,
remember that for later.
Okay. So where do you like? Grand match,
really good over. Yeah, really good. The wrestling was fantastic.
Roderick Strong's backbreakers always look cool. Ospreay selling for that. Yeah. Ospreay going for you're talking about the
Tiger Driver.
Yeah,
yeah. And when he finally does that to someone, either it's a heel turn or the roof is going to be lifted off.
But the thing is, what I don't like it's the same setup as the Stormbreaker.
I know, because they only did the Stormbreaker.
I was
it's Stormbreaker.
Was he signaling for the Stormbreaker before?
Yeah. That kind of was a bit silly. I thought he should have just won with a hidden blade.
Yeah, is it Cornette that hates the hidden blade? I think it's a fantastic finisher.
Hidden blade is deadly, mate.
Unbelievable.
Looks deadly.
Give him fucking slash his head on.
Because it actually looks like, if he gets the timing right, it looks like he's taking a lad's head off.
It looked like it did. But yeah,
and he can do it front or back.
Wardlow's interference was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You're like, what is Wardlow doing?
I thought a lot of the additives, again, like this is a situation where they're setting up stuff for the future, fine, but it kind of hurt the last 3 or 4 minutes of the match.
So they're setting up Ospreay to go against Callis and then Wardlow to go against King. Wardlow was fantastic. You know who I'd love to see in a big fuck off brawl? Wardlow and Moxley. just beating the shit out of each other.
Shite.
That'd be class. Let Wardlow just be Wardlow, off on his own. Like, that'd be great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Brilliant. But too many lads are just thrown into factions, too much on the roster. Nobody gets any focus, bar maybe 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
Then, what I hate is, right, they're walking to the back, Ospreay goes, and not even 30 seconds later, Adam Cole is in the ring. You're like, Adam Cole would have had to walk past Roger Strong.
He's on the way out.
And then, what was the purpose of him being out there saying
There was no purpose. It was totally contrived for one reason and one reason only.
MJF's return?
Yeah.
Which was great.
Hey, look, I thought it was great, right?
Coming out in Triple H gear.
Triple H 2002 gear. He was
He also looked like
jacked.
He also looked like Triple H when Triple H cosplayed as The Rock
with the
because he was so tanned.
That's it, and the hair.
Yeah.
He was jacked. He got a donkey dick chant.
Good promo.
Yeah, I thought it was a good promo. I love the Wolf of Wrestling. I'm not fucking leaving.
Yeah, Wolf of Wrestling's a great nickname. Vince McMahon reference. All good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't need it, does he? I'm not going to New Japan. I'm not going to Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Okay. Vince
got the tattoo on his...
Tattoo's silly.
It's very silly.
I'm like, that's fake. In my head, I'm like, that's a fake tattoo.
Also, it's very well placed in that if you're wearing a wrestling boot, it's covered.
Well, I'm like, that is a fake tattoo. That can't be a real tattoo.
I don't know.
Because like that, for a heel turn, that's amazing. Going, this is my tattoo, and then rubs it off. And be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, all right, so this pay-per-view is 4.5 hours long. You have the Undisputed Kingdom gets kicked out of Ospreay and Roger Strong. Adam Cole comes in. He tries to help. Boom. MJF's music hit. He fucking still kicks Cole in the nads. He helps, by proxy, helps Ospreay win. He takes the title away from the Undisputed Kingdom, who were beating the shit out of him for a while. Right? So what this has done is it has allowed MJF and Cole to still interact, but also somewhat laid a little seed in the future for Don Callis, MJF, and Ospreay.
Yeah.
I helped you. Don't you ever... Your first piece of gold in this company was because of MJF.
I felt like... it felt with the nature of the promo, the throwing the devil thing away, the deconstruction of his last run.
No more kangaroo kicks.
No more kangaroo kicks. And the way he interacted with Cole, it felt like a blow-off to the feud.
That was down. No, it can't be.
It can't be, but it felt like it.
Can't be.
It felt like he was putting all that behind him.
Maybe Cole is done. Like, in terms of for a long time, as opposed to what we thought he was.
Well, like, the talk now is that he won't even make All In.
Like, he got badly injured in Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
That time. You know, now he's out with his leg.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's
and it's gone on months, like.
Yeah. It's a long, and, you know, he had his own health issues as well. So.
Yeah. Maybe, like, if it's a case where he's not back for the rest of 2024...
Just write it off.
Just write it off.
Yeah. What happens with the Undisputed Kingdom?
Just let Roddy go solo.
No, just have Wardlow powerbomb him all out of the company.
Not Roddy.
No, you can keep Roddy. Have him throw Roddy down Ring of Honor.
That would be cool.
Roddy of Honor. Rod of Honor. Yeah, throw him down. Throw him down there. Wardlow just beats everybody up. That's your gimmick for Wardlow. He just goes and beats everyone up so bad that they go to Ring of Honor.
That kind of was his gimmick before. I don't know what you do with him.
Wardlow is in charge of the roster split.
So if he beats you up, you go to Ring of Honor. Yeah. If he doesn't beat you up, you stay.
It needs a roster split.
It doesn't.
AEW needs a roster split.
What's a soft roster split?
What's the next match? The trios match.
Death Triangle versus the Bang Bang Gang.
The Death Triangle can fuck off at this stage.
Why?
Because the last time they were around were the best of 7
best
series.
7 with the Elite, yeah.
And they come and go as they please. You're either a faction or you're not, lads. Right?
Well, in fairness now, they all had separate long-term injuries.
Penta is the biggest waste of talent that
so
they have.
Good, isn't he?
I fucking love him.
Yeah,
and then he went
good.
into, and then he's Penta Obscuro, and you're like coming out with cheap shovels, and you're like, oh man.
Like when he goes into AAA in Mexico and does his like outrageous deathmatch stuff.
Yeah, that's what. Give me that Penta.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I'd like to see once.
Remember when AEW were going to have this big deathmatch division? It seemed.
Yeah, never.
But now it just seems like fucking anybody jumps into death matches.
Yeah, they're all death matches.
Leave it to Penta. Phoenix,
really good match.
Phoenix could be a fucking main eventer.
He could be a main eventer.
Nah, Pac fucking loses all the time.
And but see, the thing is, like, it's so hard to book Pac when
You never
don't-
booked him properly.
No, but you don't have access to him the whole time.
Yeah, but so why is he there? Why don't you have access to him?
Whatever his contract is or whatever his UK thing is.
Was never an issue with when he was at WWE.
Well, it kind of was. Not him
His
disappearing.
visa stuff.
Yeah,
It was
not
never-
him disappearing. But like, also WWE just
He lost
booked him
the
like
Enzo.
shit
Yeah,
as
he
well.
lost
You
the
know what
Enzo.
I mean? So like, if you have him every week, and I think if Tony had him every week, he like when he came in first, he was beating Omega. You know what I mean? Like he was treated like you're going to be one of our top guys. But then he disappears for 2-3 months at a time, frequently.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's hard to keep booking him at that level.
Yeah.
So it's better to use him now to go, right, he has a bit of stock with our fans. When we introduce Okada can beat him. Jay White can beat him. What, you know what I mean?
I was looking at this going, Jay White should have gone to WWF. Same with MJF. I'm looking at them going, Jay White, MJF, and Will Ospreay. Out of your first three things, I was like, first of all, AEW don't need them because they're not doing stuff with them. Now, I'm not saying WWE would do stuff with them. I think the more...
We just spoke about WWE not putting half the talent on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, but a lot of them are still over.
I know, but
we're talking about the likes of McIntyre, CM Punk,
yeah, but I
Damian
think Jay
Priest,
White is
Kevin
over.
Owens.
Will Ospreay is over like Rover.
I think
MJF is going to be mega over.
I think for those three in particular, the more interesting move would have been WWF. Maybe just out of knowing what
I don't think so for Ospreay.
knowing what AEW have done, say with Jay White, and knowing what maybe could have happened with. I remember just being disappointed hearing that they're signing there.
I think of those ones
Because like it's such a stacked roster. Like Tony Khan came out and said it. Like we've assembled the best roster, and it's not fucking hard to argue.
Yeah.
But then again, there's so much dead weight on. Who was that fucking guy that Bryan Danielson fought? Satnam Singh. Like how long has he been there?
4 years, 3 years anyway.
3 years. How many single matches have you had?
He's had 3.
Three.
Yeah.
3 single matches in 3 years, right? Did you like the Danielson match?
No.
No, it was dog shit, right?
And like if you can't have a good match with Bryan Danielson, you don't need to be on the roster.
Just get rid of him.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't
No,
really,
I
but
do
like
think they need to cut stuff.
or do a roster split.
No, don't do it. Don't do it because you still have the same problems.
No, you
It doesn't
don't.
make it
You have a
does.
focused 2 hour show, and then use Rampage as the other show.
Yeah, but like you still have the issue of trying to fit in loads of people.
But you're doing two pay-per-views, right? You're doing a pay-per-view every month. You
Well,
just
8 a year, 9 a year.
one Collision, one
No,
Dynamite.
I don't want split pay-per-views either. I lived through all
But
this
they
before.
have such a great roster. This isn't fucking. You're going to be having Rob Conway going up against.
I know that they do have the depth of roster that they could do it.
Yeah.
I just don't want.
One world champion. I'm not saying have
Oh
two.
yeah, it has to be one world champion.
But you have your continental champion on one and your international on the other.
Yeah, look, there are ways it could work. Like, you know.
Juice Robinson comes anyway. Here's another fucking lad in the roster.
Yeah, he's deadly as well. Good match. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, gang win.
Yeah.
Good match.
All right, match.
It was fun, like.
Yeah.
Nice bit of writing.
I liked, was it Colton's? He did a weird thing where he jumped up on the back and hit my punch.
Yeah, that was cool.
I was like, what the fuck was that? Did he fuck that up?
I don't think so.
No.
And then we go into Timeless Tony Storm.
That was
versus
one of
Serena
my
Deeb.
favorite matches on the card.
It was a good match. Tony Storm's recent.
Love her pile driver.
It's deadly, isn't it?
It's just
that one off the second rope as well.
Sick.
Oh, class. She, when she transitioned into that Timeless Tony Storm gimmick at first, the matches were getting bogged down in nonsense. She's got the balance right now. She's a very good wrestler. Serena Deeb's a very good wrestler. The only thing I had with this one was I wasn't sure after the build-up who the babyface and who the heel was. And then in the match, I don't think they were sure who the babyface and the heel was. So the dynamic was a bit funny, but it was still a really good match.
Yeah. Did you doubt? Like, and this is my thing. When I predicted every single winner of this card.
Yes, that's easy to do.
Now in the match itself, I
there
was like
one moment where they had me.
it with Deeb and the towel, or
Yes.
not
the towel.
the thing on the apron,
The thing on the apron.
the neutralizer or whatever it's called on the apron.
The deep something.
That one.
yeah.
I thought Tony Storm. I was like, oh fuck.
Oh, what's going on here? Yeah.
Oh no, she's after doing a pile driver now off the second rope and gave her another one.
For good measure.
And now they built Mariah May and Luther because they were I don't know what happened there.
Well, like I think the direction there is clear that it's going eventually into Mariah May, Timeless Tony. program, and I think it's something along the lines of like, it's probably, Tony Storm starts to have some sort of mad mental breakdown. And
she's already had one.
I know, but this is her way of transitioning back out of that character.
I don't want her to transition back out. Stay as that.
No, yeah, for another while, like, there's no rush. But I do think, like, that's not something you can do for 2 or 3 years. That's like a 12 to 18 month. Characters do get stale.
Okay.
And I think that one would be best served
maybe, you know what she could do? Because she's playing like a 1950s starlet.
Go to 1960s.
Go to 60s or 70s or something like that. You can go through the decades.
You seen what happened with that 70s show and it became that 80s show.
You seen what happened when Mike Awesome became that 70s guy.
Yeah.
And Juice Robinson, CJ Parker played a fucking hippie as well, and the environmentalist. Really good match. One of my favourite on the card.
Yeah. I thought it was really good.
So we're 3 matches in. We're about an hour and a half.
Yeah, well, you take the first match plus the MJF Adam Cole segment. We were about 45 minutes in.
Like, I would have taken out the Death Triangle and Bang Bang Gang match and put that on the pre-show.
Yeah, or you could have put that main event in Dynamite.
Yeah, okay. It didn't need to happen on that card. What was next?
Next was Orange Cassidy and Trent Barretta.
That's another one that I would have taken off the card as well. It wasn't as violent as it needed. You can't have a parking lot brawl where the people are pissing blood.
And then go to professional wrestling match.
Yeah, I know they came out swinging and they were like,
yeah.
Like,
no.
Now, finish was a fucking roll up.
I know.
Like, why would Orange Cassidy want to win that way?
He always wins that way.
Yeah, but he retired your friend. He retired Chuck Taylor forever in storyline. This is one of your best friends. It was like
here's my take on it, right? In advance, it was a really good build up.
Good build,
and the build up warranted a spot on the pay-per-view.
I like Trent Barretta.
I like him as a heel too.
I've been waiting for him to turn heel for ages. For some reason in my head I thought
he looks like a heel.
I thought Trent and an unmasked Luchasaurus, going by his real name, they'd make a really good tag team. I always thought they'd make a good tag team. But Trent's out on his own.
I do think
I fucking hate Orange Cassidy.
I love him. He's great. Like, he's awesome.
I respect what he has been able to do and making and doing it such cartoonish thing in a believable way
and getting it over.
Fair play to him, but like,
and being a draw, dude's a draw.
You're talking about things going stale.
Yeah, I think we're probably getting. I think you don't need to. For him,
there's a bit of a tang off that orange.
He doesn't need to change the character. I don't think he goes off TV for a few months.
I don't think he's able to change the character.
Where does it go?
Where does it go? Yeah.
I think what he like for him, it's get like a kayfabe injury, take 3 months off, go on holidays.
Like, how can he be a heel?
No,
because Don Callis is looking at him.
No, but I think that's a swerve. Don Callis is going to take in Trent Barretta, and then Trent beats Orange.
Fair enough. Happy with that match anyway.
Look, it was grand. In the end, it didn't warrant a place in the pay-per-view, considering the pay-per-view was 4 hours 33 minutes long. But in hindsight, or in the build-up, I can see why it was on the
pay-per-view. We're 4 matches in now.
Yeah.
So this is almost the...
We're not to half. We're one more match to the halfway point.
Yeah, what match is that?
It's Chris Jericho versus Hook.
Another one that shouldn't have been on.
For the world.
If they,
title match.
Yeah, this didn't need to be there as well. Why the fuck did bounty hunter Brian Keith come out in a no disqualification mask in a mask? You're like, why are you doing that, dude?
I wrote, why is Brian Keith getting a big reveal?
I know, yeah, like he's...
No, but let's talk about, like, this was fantastic.
I was looking at it going, was that Samoa Joe? I was like, is that Samoa Joe? I was like, what?
This guy is... A full foot smaller than Samoa Joe.
When I seen it first, I was like, why is Samoa... I suppose Samoa Joe and Taz have a bit of hit. No, it's not.
Well, Samoa Joe has been actively trying to recruit kind of Shibata and Hook, basically telling them, stop getting involved in this Jericho nonsense. Join me, we'll do a mad trios run, which would be cool. And I thought that Brian Keith coming out at the end in this match, after losing to... the triple threat on
will be Jericho, Big Bill, and Brian Keith
against Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Hook, and then Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Hook win, and they peel off with the Bang Bang gang.
Why are you making more factions?
It's not a faction. It's just three.
Yeah. Why are you making more trio? You've 57 of them already.
But they don't need to be like a faction trio. They're 3 guys who are teaming together.
They don't need
to go after a trios title.
I know it's supposed to. Everyone fucking has a title in AEW.
If there's a trios division with champions, you need cool trios to fight them.
Big Bill is a fucking monster. I really respect that man. You know, had alcoholism, was suffering seizures, and the shape that he's gotten himself.
Also, he's one of the most improved wrestlers ever.
That fucking bump he took, where he nearly killed himself off that.
There was another bump in this match.
Did you see Tony? Tony Schiavone was like, "Oh, that nearly hit him in the head." I was like, "No, it nearly impaled him."
Nearly impaled him. Like that came up through and nearly took his head clean off. But there was another bump to two boys coming off the top rope through the table. Like Shibata had the head injury. And I'm just looking at that going, don't do this.
Al Snow said someone's going to die in AEW.
I don't care what Al Snow said.
Do you not think that some of the risks that they're taking is ridiculous? Like the Darby Glass spot. We're going to talk about later, another spot as well. Fucking Darby seems to be involved in everything. And I love Darby.
I love Darby.
I love him.
He demands
but like,
a
there's so many kind of like close calls. And
yeah. No, I don't think anyone's going to die.
Well,
it'd have to be like something would have to go catastrophically wrong.
Yeah, but like they're taking a lot of big risks. Yeah.
But like you go back to
fucking Jungle Boys.
Shane McMahon jumped 50 feet off the Titantron.
Why are you bringing it back to WWE?
I'm not bringing it back to WWE. I'm saying
but like WWE did this.
No, for 20 years our only reference point is WWE. And like,
but why are we referencing? So I'm talking
they
about.
They were all fine.
I'm talking
Shane
about
McMahon
now.
is fine. Look at him now.
Did someone not die in WWE?
Yes, but that wasn't a spot in a match. That was something stupid.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. There's stupid things happening. Look at Goldberg severing a fucking artery after punching a fucking glass out. Stupid things that can be avoided. That are. Wrestling can be anything, and I respect wrestling and I love wrestling. It can be anything that you fucking put your mind to. That's fine, that's great. But there has to be some realm of like, lads, this is fucking... You
don't need to do it. There's a spot on the card where I agree with you, and I'll get to it in 2 matches time.
So the FT, I take that off. We're already at the now. You want to bring it back into comparing things to WWE? WWE are finished their pay-per-view by now. We have another...
no, there was another half an hour left at this stage.
They had 5 matches. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, match for match.
They had 5 matches and their big fucking promo. Yeah. So if WWE took out all their ads, we're done.
They would be finished, yeah.
We're done.
Now but they don't take out all the ads.
Now I've had 2. Now I have to watch fucking... And the match...
Jericho wins, by the way. In a fun match. It was fun. They were throwing dice at each other.
Put it on Rampage.
Not Rampage.
Hold on.
That's a good Dynamite match.
A Rampage opener.
It's not a fucking
right. Put Shibata there in the Rampage opener. Bring back
Fiego. I love Shibata throwing dice with anger at Chris Jericho.
Bring back Fiego del Sol. Put them.
Don't do this to Shibata.
Put him on elevation.
Look how they've murdered my boy.
Have Mark Henry. Is Big Show still there?
Don't know.
Mark Henry's gone now, isn't he?
As of today.
Yeah. Big Show, is he still there? Is Ric Flair still there?
He's the drinks deal. I don't think he's.
But is he like coming out on AEW TV and stuff? No, like, you know, so what's happening?
Well, like a lot of them are on like
where's Hangman? Where's Hangman?
He was getting some time off.
Yeah, a little bit of time off again.
But like that made like I'd like you need to do that.
So Samoa Joe coming off a world title reign, he's just kind of where's Keith Lee is still
Samoa Joe wrestled on the first match straight after losing the title. He's wrestled 2 or 3 times since.
Keith Lee is still out. Yeah,
that's just sad. Like
it is sad.
Yeah,
like just hopefully he's healthy.
I know. Yeah, and it appears not to be injury problems, but actual health problems. Soraya? No, she's not injured. No, she had an injury.
Where's Sheena?
Don't know.
These were champions like not so long ago.
I know, but Adam Page thing, it makes sense. He has
Where's the Acclaim now?
Oh, they were on the last pay-per-view.
Yeah, but like where are they now? You're fitting everybody on it, like. No, you're fucking throwing everybody on it. Where's Brian Cage?
He was wrestling on TV on Wednesday.
Yeah, put him
on. And Saturday he wrestled.
Put him on fucking Rampage with Shibata.
He was on Collision with Swerve, or Dynamite with Swerve.
Yeah, just fucking...
He was in the title program last week.
He was with Swerve as well. Yeah, and he'd be forgotten though, that's what I'm saying.
No, Kyle Fletcher is now doing a thing with...
He was just wrestling Swerve.
Yeah, that's what it was.
For the title, wasn't he? He just wrestled Swerve for the title.
Wrestled Swerve for the title.
Oh, he was for Swerve's first match after he won the title.
No, that was... Oh, sorry, Kyle Fletcher. I thought you said Kyle O'Reilly. I was like, did I miss...
Where's Kyle O'Reilly?
He's doing a thing with someone. What's he involved in recently?
He went with Danielson recently, did he?
No, he went with Edge. Yeah. Adam Copeland.
A little Cope Open. With Homeless O'Reilly.
Oh, sorry, he needs to sort that shit out.
He does.
He has to get the look sorted.
Yeah, like Kevin Nash, you know, can't slag an Osprey off, but like...
You know, there's other people, like Osprey's in phenomenal shape.
Just tell Kyle to...
Could you slag some other people?
Just tell Kyle to cut his hair, that's all.
Yeah.
I can't say anything. I have a fucking mullet growing here.
I have hair.
You're well groomed.
I have hair.
You use beard oil, I'd say.
I haven't in a while now. I'm having issues with my beard. If anyone knows how to
Make it less strawy, because mine goes. That's why I just shaved it off.
like, I'm getting dry skin under the beard.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
Fucking
So
disaster.
I just shave it, man. Let it breathe.
I know, but then I look like a fat baby.
Open those. You saying I look like a fat baby?
No, I look like a fat baby.
That's the end of the podcast. All right, like we have so many to fucking burst through now. What? How many other matches is it?
We have
is it
4 other matches.
Mox and
Take a shit.
take a shit at.
I was slightly disappointed in this match. I had high hopes. It wasn't.
It's Mox.
great.
It's Mox. You're going to be disappointed with the Mox match.
No, a lot of times I'm very happy with Mox matches. He comes out bandaged up, and its match started real good. And Takeshita's the best elbow in wrestling when he smashed him.
Takeshita looked great.
Yeah, Mox didn't.
No,
And then
Mox hasn't for a while though. He like you talk about someone needing some time off.
yeah, he could do a time
He
off.
could do with time off.
But
Blackpool
he's
Combat
carrying,
Club.
like poor Mox at times has been asked to carry 2 fucking different promotions.
The BCC can fuck off. You can just piss off. And I know they're probably seeding that with Claudio and Danielson as well, because Claudio's probably going to be like, why the fuck were you wrestling in a flamethrower match? And
Literal.
like you know, like Danielson doesn't need to be doing this shit towards the end of his career. Anyway, Mox and
Takeshita eats the pin, and at first I was annoyed about this until I realised that.
At first I was afraid, then I was petrified.
And then Takeshita will maybe survive.
Takeshita, like, what do you make of him coming out when, like, I haven't enjoyed my time in AEW?
No, he clarified that afterwards, saying that that's not what he was saying. He was saying he was having difficulties with getting over in America, which I actually don't think he has. He's over.
I hated his music. It's not even music, it's just a rumble.
But see, right, with that, right, at first I was like, fuck's sake, Takeshi eats another pin on a pay-per-view. But then I was like, oh, wait. He listened to Callis and lost. And Ospreay ignored Callis and won. I think
storytelling.
We're moving towards we're one step closer to an absolute.
Too many championships?
Yeah. I've said that for months.
We need a Rampage title. Give it to Shibata.
Okay, I'm in.
Put Shibata on Rampage.
I'm in.
Do a hard roster split.
And have Shibata run Rampage.
It's just
train and book.
Yeah, it's just Shibata.
Because apparently he's like the best wrestling trainer in the history of space and time.
Yeah, well, throw Shibata on Rampage, make him the Rampage champion.
And chief booker and trainer.
Yeah, and he just gets in there against Tony Khan every week. And just kicks the head off.
Throws kicks up.
I'd watch that. Bang. 1, 2, 3.
Copeland versus Malachi Black. Steel cage, barbed wire. Barbed wire steel cage match.
I knew when I heard Slayer that
Gangrel was coming.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. Because that's what he was talking about when he was
That's
going up
what he
against
wanted
Balor?
against. Was it Balor at WrestleMania?
I think so. He came out with that weird mirror thing. And
he wanted Gangrel and he was basically told, no, nobody will know who he is.
We talked about it on the podcast last week.
Yeah,
Wrestling fans remember.
And then everyone knew who he was when he came out of the ring.
Now, the actual match itself, I thought should have never gotten to that point.
Jesus Christ. Like,
the finish of that match is Edge nearly breaking his legs, diving off the fucking cage.
This is what I was saying earlier, with a spot on the show that was absolutely ridiculous and didn't need to happen was the Edge one. And there's crazier stuff in the Anarchy in the Arena. But this was the scariest spot in the whole show.
He looked like he broke his leg.
Yeah. He did. He did break his leg.
Did he?
He released a video like 2 hours ago with crutches saying he has a broken tibia.
He did a Macho. Remember Macho Man jumps off the top of a cage in WCW with a fucking double axe handle.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Like you're so high up. Like,
I was told wrestling trend. Like I was basically, in nicer words, stop being a bitch. Fucking jump into your elbow drop and take it on your body, because I was kind of landing.
You're spreading the impact out.
But I was landing kind of like with my leg and then coming down on my hip and stuff. He fucking just. I was like,
it was terrifying.
And even getting up there didn't look safe.
No,
like the whole point of a barbed wire match is to stay in the ring and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it looked like, all right, he's struggling. Like there's no escape. No one can get in. No one can get out.
I love the setup for when he tied him up in the barbed wire on the table.
It took a while, but yeah.
Yeah, but then that was the logical gap filled of You're taking 3 minutes to climb to the top of the cage. Why doesn't the dude just get up?
I just think it didn't look safe.
It looked like it.
Like, in war games, they have those podiums. Maybe they need to. Maybe that was there. I don't know. I think I seen a little bar, but like it didn't look great.
There was a bar up there, but like I don't think it was
something
designed.
on.
Yeah. It looked terrifying.
The weapons I think needed to be in the ring a bit better.
You were just laying on the ground.
Just there. It felt like fucking, in Warzone, the WWF game, where the fucking table is just on the outside.
Yeah. Like, now, in saying all this, right? It was fun.
Yeah. But like, you're concerned. Edge is 72, man.
Yeah.
And he's diving off the top of cage onto bar.
He did a Twitter video saying
you don't need to be doing this.
And it was great to see Gangrel.
Before that, though, they get out of the ring. You're like,
that was done well.
Yeah, but like it didn't. I know in Hell in a Cell matches we've seen lads get out of the ring.
Everyone gets out of every cage, just every cage match ever.
Like Shawn Michaels for beating up the cameraman, so the medical crew can come in, and they got out of the cage at Hell in a Cell against Undertaker. Made sense.
Yeah.
Starting off the Hell in a Cell on top of the fucking thing. But I always hated it when they're breaking out of Hell in a Cell. And you're like, the whole point of Hell in a Cell is you're confined to the fucking cell. No one can get in. Same with a barbed wire fucking...
There's no...
That's why it was a big deal with...
Copeland won by that.
With Big Show and JBL. One of my favourite finishes to a match ever. They had the barbed wire cage match at No Way Out.
Yeah.
Great name for a pay-per-view considering what it was. The cabinet couldn't get involved. No one could get involved. Fucking Big Show choke slams JBL through the ring. Walks out. I hate the door in a cage match, but walks out the door and then JBL crawls out underneath. I was like, that is the most fantastic, clever finish.
And also for JBL's character, it works. Such
a piece of shit. Brilliant. You're going to hear it all in the JBL documentary coming up. But like, don't go out of the fucking ring. We don't need the fucking House of Black coming and then teasing that we're with you, and like Edge sold that well, kind of like what the fuck, and so did Malachi. And then they clothesline, and you're like, no, no.
That was purely a vehicle by which to give Gangrel a reason to come in.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I liked it. It was cool to see Gangrel.
Like, it was great to see Gangrel,
and he fucking moves well.
I was two DDTs
talking about. I seen him. He was with, was it Destroyers or no, the Blackhearts? I think his name was Annihilation or one of them, and they were going up against Kawada and Masawa in All Japan.
In the 90s.
Gangrel before he was Gangrel, yeah. He was with the Blackhearts, they were called, or something like that. But yeah, it was fucking grand. Yeah. It should have ended with the elbow drop. 1, 2, 3, boom, over.
Yeah, and the elbow drop shouldn't have happened. Edge or 50.
But if it is happening,
is he trying to?
He broke his leg. He's out for how long now?
Don't know.
So he's the TNT champion.
Yeah.
Once again, a champion.
Just retired the title.
Once again, the champion in that company is injured now.
People are going to get injured in wrestling.
Yeah.
But if you're 50, you don't need to jump off the top of the cage.
Yeah, Tony, just take your elder statesman aside and be like,
I don't want that to happen either, though. Like, I want the agency to be with the wrestlers, and yes, sometimes I do want mad spots and risks.
I need to be told, Shane, a lot of the time, Shane, stop it. Stop now. You don't need to be fucking taking up wrestling at 34.
Yeah.
I need to be told that. No one has said that to me. Everyone has said that to me. And I'm not going to listen.
Shane, I think you should jump off the top of a cage.
You know what? I will. I used to jump off ridiculously high shit, but I tore my groin taking a butterfly suplex. Or a double underhook suplex. I tore my groin. I landed on my back and tore my groin. How did that happen?
I don't think wrestling's for you.
Yeah, I know. And then, I was running into I was like, I'm going to be fine. I took a few days. I took a few days. I was starting training in another school of Irish Wrestling. Big shout out, great fucking place. Paddy Morrow, an absolute legend. Was going in to take a boot in the corner. I took a step, took the boot, went to turn, and I just felt everything just go pop, gone. Now I'm gone for 5-6 weeks.
It's Edge.
Yeah. But anyway.
Edge is 50. No, he's in better shape than me or you.
How fucking dare you? I got a 6-pack underneath this shit. And eczema. I don't have eczema.
Edge is 50. He's in outrageous shape. But Edge, you don't need to jump off cage.
Then we have our triple main event.
Yes.
Hate the premise of it. Always did in WWE when our main event is Alberto Del Rio and Jack Swagger for the title. You're like, that's not main event. Shut up. It's for the title. But
first of which was Mercedes Moné versus Willow Nightingale.
She got a big entrance, didn't she?
They both did.
Yeah.
They both looked awesome. And this, I thought, was the best match on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
My problem is more with the aftermath. They Mercedes Moné cannot do that. Her finisher move needs to change.
Has to change finish move. Yes, I agree.
Terrible.
She's really, really, really trying to get this thing over.
Willow's powerbomb is class.
Deadly.
Willow's
brilliant.
Statlander and Hathaway, I don't need them.
Statlander's I think Statlander's
I know, but
brilliant.
I didn't need them in this whole scenario.
I know, but again, this is going back to the thing of both shows having lots of things in their matches to set up other things.
And did, but right. So
I would have preferred.
What was your favorite thing in the match?
I just thought the pacing and intensity of the match.
Sasha's great though.
She's fucking deadly. But the both of them, I thought Willow was so good as well. It was constant. It was nearly 20 minutes long, and they went at a great pace. It was the match that the crowd were most interested in throughout. It started hot and it only got hotter. I thought Mercedes has a thing that not all wrestlers have.
Yeah.
Where they have this visual urgency to them.
Visual urgency.
Yeah, visual urgency.
I've got visual urgency.
And yeah, she just she works at that, everything feels important. Her STF looks like she's locking it in, you know what I mean? Everything.
The bank statement.
Class.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a fucking great match. Great back and forth, high intensity.
Yeah, but in between Sasha winning, Statlander turning, and Christian's entrance, there was no time for it to any of that set in.
No, but do you know what? They're over time. We're
running out of time. We're celebrate, turn.
Yeah.
Christian.
I did think the turn was good though. I liked it because she fucking planted her with that.
It was the same premise as what the House of Black did in the match before that with Edge. Yeah. I'm with you. No, I'm not. Boom.
Boom.
That's what a turn is, I suppose. But come on.
Yeah, but it was better than the one in the previous match.
Well, that's because they ultimately didn't turn. They turned and then turned.
Yeah, I just
swerve, bro.
She planted her with it as well.
Slap drop.
I thought that was good. And I think a heel Statlander, because I think Statlander's deadly.
Where does Tony Storm's title, is that taking a backseat now to the TBS title?
For this show it did.
No, but for general.
I don't think so. But I know it's Mercedes is carrying it. It'll be like when Nakamura had the Intercontinental title in New Japan for Wrestle Kingdom 9. You know, you have two titles that feel
equal importance.
Yeah. And it'll only be like that while Mercedes has it.
There's so many titles.
It'll only be like that while Mercedes has it. There is too many titles. Swerve Strickland versus Christian Cage World Championship match.
Yeah, I was kind of starting to check out at this stage.
Warriors 1979 film reference.
Yeah.
Really like that.
Swerve, all the interference, Nick Wayne, Luchasaurus, Kill Switch. I like the way that they got Prince Nana gone.
Yeah,
that was clever.
What I did like about this is Christian's brilliant, right? In that this whole match was designed around making Swerve look deadly.
Yeah, he did.
And he did. And he had to overcome
I like the
a lot.
Double stomps on the table.
Yeah,
that was cool. My one thing is it's a massive missed opportunity. Massive missed opportunity with Christian being Nick's dad in storyline kind of. Why aren't we calling him Nick Cage?
Yeah, I know. You've said this before.
Why aren't we calling him Nick?
You said this before, and I forgot about it until you said it there again. I wasn't sure what you were going to say.
Why aren't we calling him Nick Cage here?
Do you know what I liked about this match as well is that I don't know if this was called in the ring or what, but there had been so many high-paced stuff happening on the show that they slowed this down.
Had to though.
Yeah, I know. And because it came off a super hot match as well, and a super hot finish.
And we're going into a super hot match.
Like an insane match.
But man, I was kind of checked out. I was waiting for Anarchy in the arena at this point.
There was a moment in this match though, where Swerve was setting up the ring steps outside. Now, ultimately, he was the one to get absolutely melted off them. But there was a guy in the crowd going, "Yeah, show him what's up." I was like, I like that guy.
Did you hear the crowd chant for Jay White? It was like, who wrote this shit?
Yeah.
He was doing the...
Also, did you notice the Swerve celebrated with Floyd Mayweather in the crowd afterwards?
Did he?
Yeah. He was sat right behind the...
Floyd was there.
Yeah.
That ties in I was talking about.
I know, and by accident. Maybe it wasn't by accident. It was in my subconsciousness. Floyd was sat right behind the announce desk.
I didn't know that. I didn't recognize that. As I said, to be fair, I know we were doing review shows, but I was fucking getting checked out at this point. So much wrestling.
You didn't watch it live either, though, didn't you?
No.
Did you watch it all the way through in one sitting?
Yeah, I was all sitting down for it.
So you did 4.5 hours straight?
Yeah.
I did about 2 hours.
So you had a breakaway.
And then I went and just got a coffee and some breakfast, 20 minutes, came back and watched the rest. I think that's the only way.
Yeah, I was running out of time because I had to be up at fucking 6 in the morning and it was like coming up to 12 and I was like,
this is eating into your sleep time, like.
Yeah. I was like, come on, just finish. And then I was like, I have to watch Anarchy in the Arena because it's nuts.
Yeah.
I knew it would be nuts. I was like, give me anything with Darby in it. I'll watch.
I love Darby.
The Darby once again main event. So will he ever be a world champion?
I hope so.
Yeah, like a Mick Foley-esque.
Yeah. Give him that Mick Foley run. Because he is the Mick Foley of that promotion. He feels like he is like
not
the soul of AEW.
Yeah, not because of the hard stuff.
It's that he feels like he's earned it there.
Yeah.
Like when I first saw him in AEW, I'd heard of him because he was doing an OTT show. He was doing an OTT. No, was that?
Did he show up for an OTT?
I think he was booked for an OTT show.
Okay.
Or I don't know. I could be getting him mixed up.
I don't think he did, no.
It was Cara Noir did.
Cara Noir did.
When they kind of looked the same back in the day.
The paint.
But I'd heard of him. Maybe it was Evolve or something.
Yeah, he had a cool food with All Ego Ethan Page.
Yes.
Who I'm happy has left because he can do something elsewhere.
And then I seen Darby in his first few matches. I was like, I don't know if this guy's going to work on
Cody. Cody got him over.
But even after that, and he did the thing with Jericho. And I was like, I don't know if this guy's going, and he just kept plugging away.
When he did the coffin drop on the apron, I was like, this guy's a sick motherfucker and he knows how to he'll do anything. And I love him now.
I love him. Yeah. I love him. And it took me a while to warm to him.
I can tell a star when I see him, and I seen him from the start, let me tell you. You're gonna be a star, kid. I'm telling you, he needs to turn heel and come down in Heelys though. Fuck your skateboard. Come down in a pair of Heelys and a feather boa.
This is the first thing I wrote. Darby's going to get set on fire, isn't he?
Yeah.
No.
He went pure Hank Scorpio on it.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
From The Simpsons.
And then I just realised as well how much the new Bucks team is a riff off the Succession.
I've never seen that.
The
Succession.
team.
But I looking at the Bucks come out and I was like, I fucking hate these guys.
Good.
These guys suck.
And then they're
Don't say it because it's good because it's a heel. Nah, you're fucking...
No, good.
No.
They're the greatest tag team of all time. I've made my mind up.
The fact why? Like, what about them?
I'm just doing it to an eye.
Yeah, like I was like, what about them? They're coming down in their crappy boxer robes that look like they were. They don't even look professional. That doesn't look like a professional. It looks like. Remember when AJ Styles had a knockoff Ric Flair robe in TNA? That's what it looks. It looks. It looks cheap. It doesn't look proper.
Like the real robe.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a robe. And then you take Okada down to your fucking level. You haven't given you the middle finger and you haven't...
No, Okada's been fantastic.
Okada, fuck off. Like Okada and Pac looked better in when they had that fight. In that match. Pac looked better.
Oh yeah, well,
Pac looked like more like a... Anyway.
Pac was doing all the selling.
And then you had the hot start. And you have Darby song. And I was like, oh yeah. And
do you know what I thought?
They just play the music.
Do you know what I thought? I was like... I want Danielson's song.
And
then the Bucks came in and it's like, no, cut that crap team tune, play our one. I was like, this isn't the right team tune for this. Then Danielson comes in and says, I don't know why I didn't get it there and then. Play the greatest entrance team in the history of professional wrestling.
Time to play the game.
And then no, what
that's
we
the best.
got?
That and Kings of Kings. No, Final Countdown was awesome. And it was
like it was just glorious at this stage of the match.
No, Glorious is the greatest entrance song actually.
That actually was glorious.
No, but like, right, watching all this and people going mad.
TK, pay that money. This is fucking glorious.
He's already paid it for Slayer already. And then, in that kind of context and in that match, having fucking Wanda Jackson.
There was an image in the crowd, right, where Danielson had been fighting Okada
and it
then
pulls
the
away.
camera
And they
pulls
stand-
away.
Yeah, it's class.
And the chorus, the final countdown is gone. It's
class.
I was like, that is fucking
And
money.
Darby does the dive on like
Yes.
whenever it hits
Like it peaked like a Darby done the coffin drop.
and I was
dive
like,
kick.
that's cool. And then you have Jackson ruining it with his little shitty commentary. I can't have played the forward 200. You're not paying that shit.
Yeah, well, you have to be in kayfabe, you know.
Stupid.
And then it stops, and we want music chance.
Yeah, we want
which
music.
I actually agreed with.
Which actually takes away from the match itself. What's this?
Yeah.
New Jack.
No,
do you need bells and whistles like New Jack?
No, but like it added
to it.
It's
You don't
anarchy in the arena.
You don't need music.
Like you don't. I don't need. When I'm signing up for Anarchy in the Arena, I'm not looking for a 25-minute classic main event. I want fucking cartoon madness.
Yeah, right. But like, you don't want cartoon madness, but you want madness. Like I want
Tom and Jerry.
When Jack Perry went into the water,
Yeah.
I was like, I know what's happening here.
Yeah.
I was like, they're
hiding the fact that he's coming out in fire retardant later
yeah,
on.
and he's going to look wet. Like, remember when Andrade and Cody,
Yes.
they did the fire thing. You could tell that they had the fire stuff on them.
Yeah.
I was like, this is really clever.
Very clever setup.
And then what happened was, did Jack Perry run over Darby Allin in a truck?
With the bus, because he got knocked down by a bus in NYC.
Yeah, but where was Darby? We didn't see. We just seen the bus drive.
Yeah, don't know. So then I said, is Darby dead now?
And then Jack got knocked out, and then Darby came out, and I was like, what happened?
What happened there?
What happened? Was Jack? Did Jack just? I don't know. It looked like Dax got fucking burst open.
Dax was bust open. Danielson was bust open. Cash is a sick freak. That man is a freak at his core. Then Darby arrives back from the dead and gives me like a tease of a match I never know I needed. Never knew I needed.
Okada and Darby.
Okada and Darby. I was like, yeah. Darby having the tax on his mask was cool. And I said, Darby is the greatest babyface in the history of space and time.
Bar Cody Rhodes, but yeah.
No, fair point there. Then we got that whole episode
Tony
around
Khan?
the poker chips.
Yeah, that was all right.
Which led to the Tony Khan getting dragged out.
Yeah, like how bad does the gorilla position look back there though?
It does. It looks like, why is that tucked away in there?
And like you fired CM Punk because you feared for your life, you little bitch.
Now you're getting dragged out by Jack
fucking Nepo baby bitch, Tony.
So, I wrote, TK's here. And Jack Perry's on fire. Darby set him on fire.
That was
what
cool.
the fuck?
That was cool.
Man got set on fire, and it's not the finish of the match.
It was fun. But yeah, once again, not finish of a match. But look, it was cool.
Yeah.
And thankfully, the fucking fire extinguisher was there.
The Bucks were your firemen.
Thankfully, that happened.
Yeah.
Then more madness. I really wanted them to do if the Bucks were in white, it would have been great. But really do the Briscoe Jimmy Jacobs angle.
Oh yeah,
with the blood dripping down. But they didn't bring him up high enough, obviously. But they just
left him there for fucking ages.
Yeah, poor little Darbs.
Jesus.
Little Darbs. They kicked his head off. Danielson got in on the act.
Darby chance.
Yeah, Danielson got in on the tax on the boots, which is cool.
That was cool.
Like I like,
and you had the exploding chair as well.
That was madness. Yeah. But I like the tax on the boots because it's innovative.
Yeah.
You know, but where do we go now from a flamethrower? Like how do you?
What
do
you
you
do next year?
How do you set someone on fire and then
hang a guy from the roof?
No, but where do you go from there? Like what's next? Because I know in TNA someone got shot.
You can't shoot
someone. But not in a match. You can't shoot someone in a match. And like in fairness, in WWE, they fucking McIntyre used to bring a sword.
I know, but see, this was the great thing about it, right? Is that
and he never used the sword.
McIntyre never used the sword.
Darby used
the Darby used the fucking flamethrower. Like he set him on fire.
Yeah.
Overall,
fair
right? The elite win by the way.
Fair play to Jack Perry for that.
Oh yeah, that's
nuts.
That's like you've served your time. I'm ready to take you seriously, kind of thing.
No.
Do you know, like when Randy Orton and
no, in fairness,
had to face Mick Foley.
His presentation is a lot better. It's much better. Even his heel turn before all that CM Punk stuff was really damn squib.
It wasn't great. Do you know what? He got so much out of going to Japan. When they do their style of promos backstage to the camera, I think that helped him massively.
Yeah, but fair play to him.
And more people should do that. They should send people there.
He doesn't come across as elite, but you know he's the scapegoat. He's the black sheep, whatever.
Yeah.
The elite win. What's that set up?
Results.
Blood and guts.
MJF.
Blood and guts.
An MJF led team.
No. I don't think so.
I suppose he was very lone wolfish in his.
It's blood and guts. You can do blood and guts between the four of them.
Yeah, or you could come like a different iteration of a Team AEW for blood and guts. Maybe keep FTR and have two other guys.
Satnam Singh.
Jeff Jarrett.
He's fucking screaming it. Bring back Sanjay Dutt.
Yeah.
Like in the rest. And Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
There's your teammate. Bring back the Trustbusters.
Team AEW.
Team
Parker
AEW.
Bordeaux.
Yeah, bring back the Workhorsemen. One of them got sacked, didn't they?
No, he's back now, Anthony Henry.
Evil Order.
Evil Uno.
Yeah. Or the Dark Order. That's who they are.
I think eventually...
What the fuck are the Dark Order?
I think eventually the storyline can't come to its conclusion.
How many times have Hangman come back? Like, Hangman's come back. He came back to help the Elite last year.
Like twice a year.
He came back against the Blackpool Combat Club, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Hangman. And then they had a Bushi. Where the fuck's the Bushi?
It's in bits, that guy's in bits.
He's in.
So my overall assessment of it was very good AEW pay-per-view, not on the quality of Revolution or Dynasty.
All right.
But still very good.
Highlights? Out of the two. No, we kind of went through it.
Yeah, Monet versus Willows, I felt the best.
I like a bit of, yeah. Like
Anarchy in the Arena was the best.
Like, I love old backyard wrestling CZW guys, like Sick Nick Mondo, like Necro Butcher.
Like
Zandig.
Is it John Zandig?
Like Sanjay Dutt came from backyard wrestling.
Yeah,
as well.
It's nuts.
Like, M-Dog 20.
Yeah.
You know.
Glorious Chaos, like.
Yeah, I liked
they promised that someone was going to get set on fire, and they set a man on fire.
Cool.
Head to head, which show did you prefer?
I was probably more invested over the overall show with King and Queen of the Ring.
Interesting. I preferred Double or Nothing.
I would imagine like
go on, sorry.
Maybe the variety in Double or Nothing was great, but the length fucking killed it for me.
That was a killer.
Like,
but see,
like someone like Takeshita and Mox for the IWGP World Title.
It wasn't even for the World Title. It was an eliminator.
Was it not?
No, yeah. Like,
see, that goes to fucking show, right? Yeah. But someone like that, and you're like, I should be liking this, even though I'm not the biggest Mox fan. I like Takeshita. Yeah. I should be like it, but I'm kind of like fucking a bit frazzled here.
And I know there's 4 more matches to go.
Yeah, and then
I know they're going to be pretty long matches.
And then I seen madness in the Barbed Wire match.
Yeah.
Like, WrestleMania 22 when Mick Foley and Edge do that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Can you imagine if something similar happened later on in the card? Does it take away from that?
It does, probably.
There's some poor decisions.
Like, I think
throughout the show. But like, who the fuck am I?
Also, as well, what killed me more than... and both companies have this issue, but in different ways. The AEW show was too long. The fucking WWE show had too much downtime between matches.
Yeah.
Like...
But they do that in UFC though as well, don't they? Like big fights, there's like time. Even boxing, there's...
Oh no, boxing is a fucking disaster for it. It's worse than WWE.
Yeah.
It's horrendous. UFC isn't too bad. They basically, what happens is...
Our tail of the tape.
The match ends, they show a video package. Like the match ends, they do their in-ring interviews, video package, then the ring walks.
Yeah, but that's still about 20 minutes.
It's not, it's about 10 minutes. But their cards are structured differently. But like WWE need to fucking sort that out.
They're making the money, man.
Sort it out.
They're making the money,
Get it down to 10 minutes between matches.
That's my Ted DiBiase.
Because like, if you had that, if King and Queen of the Ring was paced like, I mean, in between matches, paced like at an AEW show,
you'd have another match in there anyway.
And I would have said, I probably would have enjoyed the overall show more.
If it's a WWE speed match. No, that's just on X.
That's on X.
So you're going with Double or Nothing?
Yeah, slightly.
I'm going with King of the Ring.
Slightly.
King and Queen of the Ring.
Slightly go with Double or Nothing. I thought the highs were higher.
There wasn't many lows.
There wasn't none.
It's just
there was no lows on either card.
It's so long.
Like
Matt Taven, But he pissed me off from the start, and it was hard to get me back into it. I was like, how am I going to take this seriously now?
Like, I didn't dislike anything on either card, and I loved 2 matches off one card, the King and Queen of the Ring one. I loved...
What did you love? You loved Gunther and
Randy Orton.
Cody and Paul?
I really liked Cody and Paul, and I enjoyed the triple threat too, and the 2 women's matches were fine. The other card, I fucking loved Anarchy in the Arena. I loved Willow and Mercedes, and I really liked Ospreay and Strong. And I didn't dislike anything.
Okay, well, there you have it.
Like,
The WWE mark picks WWE, and the AEW mark picks AEW.
But I like for 2 pay-per-view shows in one weekend.
Amazing,
brilliant.
What a time to be a wrestling fan. You don't have to be bitching about everything. You can have a nice discussion. You don't have to be
we critique loads of stuff, but we enjoyed both shows.
We enjoyed both shows because we're wrestling fans. Yeah. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to keep watching wrestling. We're going to keep fucking talking about wrestling. He's going to talk about wrestling. I'm going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about wrestling to each other. We might talk about fucking wrestling you never heard of. Check out the channel. Rate the fucking podcast on the places that you rate them.
Yeah, Spotify, Apple Music. Is it Apple Music or Apple Pod? I don't know. Whatever.
Go check it out on the YouTube channel. I'm going to stop with a sign off where I say go fuck yourself.
Okay.
I'm going to stop. I'm just going to say thank you for watching the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show. We'll be back next week for more wrestling talk. Get in on the conversation in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. And I'm not saying it.
Bye.
Whoa!